power. Now we're all some type of racist.
White power is racist. Yes, it is.
How?
Okay, so
I see.
white is an identity that is solely based upon exclusionary, like, fundamental principles. What
So you
is
hate
white
yourself.
culture?
You
No,
hate country
no, I don't. I don't
culture.
hate myself.
You do hate yourself.
No, I don't.
Why was I muted? One of your
I never
moderators just
muted
muted.
you. Never muted you.
Well, it just said somebody moderator just muted me.
I can still hear you, so how would that be possible?
I don't know, but tell your mods to chill out.
Sam, appreciate the hand art. Thank you. Okay, man.
And white culture, country culture, you know,
Country culture is not white culture.
I'm from the South. Most of the people who celebrates country culture, Parker?
Like in the United States?
Yes, the most.
Okay, so predominantly white people because
Exactly.
it's
That's
predominantly
our culture.
white.
It's our culture.
But okay, there are people who are Latinos that do so. There are people who are black that do so. There are
Yeah, they
people
get to do
across the
that
board
when
that do
nobody
so. There are
down.
indigenous people that do so.
They get to do that with nobody down their back or breathing down their back as soon as they have some sort of
Appreciate
pride.
the money,
I can't do that, Parker, and you're not understanding that. You can't do that yourself. You can't acknowledge your race to be a good race when everybody calling you a racist. And that's what Trump is trying
Good
to
race,
uphold.
good race. I don't know what you mean by good race.
That's what Trump is trying to uphold. But every single
What's your
Democrat.
profile picture?
What do you mean?
I can't read it, chat.
What's wrong with my profile picture?
What does your profile picture say?
You can read, obviously.
I can't. It's too small for me to read.
Click on my profile. You can read it.
I can't. I can't.
I can't even read that.
Zoe, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much.
I know you got another device. Go look at it.
I'm in the live on that device. And I literally can't see it.
I don't think I can say it on the stream, but whatever.
Oh, wait. So, okay. So why do you support that?
Because it's my culture, Parker. What is there to not understand?
Are you trolling?
No.
I'm getting massive trolling vibes.
About what?
There's no way you actually believe that.
I support whatever I do with pride, and I don't take any. There's no shame, Parker. I stand for what I believe in, and everybody gets to stand on what they believe in. Besides people like me, and that's a problem.
So I'm asking you a question. Why is white nationalism good?
Because it upholds white culture. I explained this to you thousands of times, Parker. I don't know why you keep repeating it.
Yeah. So what is white culture?
What is white culture, Parker? What is yourself?
I'm just asking you, what is white culture?
Upholding country culture. I really can't get into a lot of things because I really I don't know. A lot of people.
I wouldn't associate country culture with white culture. I would
what do
say
you
that there
think?
are a
Like,
lot
I
of
actually-
white people in the country in America that do have this culture, but that doesn't sound like it's white culture because it wouldn't be something that exists amongst white people across the board. If you look at the big cities of people in Europe who are white, would they have the same culture?
I know some people do. I'm linked. I'm linked with people in the UK. You can see it in my profile picture. I'm linked with people. It's a thing that we carry from nation to nation. If you want to ask any sort of questions, I can answer them to you. Like, I have no shame in what I support.
You have no shame in what you support.
I don't.
Okay. Wait, people are saying your initials are KKK? Oh my god. You're trolling. You're definitely trolling, bro.
What are you guys talking? That's my.
I don't believe that person's real.
Hey, Parker, we're back.
I don't believe that person's real.
Yeah, no, I agree. That person was a troll.
Yeah. So did you find your source?
Yeah, I found a couple. I found it on a source called GeekWire.com.
What's the title?
Search up just Amazon sourced more than 341K employees, adding 110K people in a single year. Just do that.
Amazon adds 110K people a year.
It should search up as GeekWire. I think that's the one that was.
Okay, Tracy.
Oh wait,
thank you
actually,
so much.
it was another
Yeah,
one. But it said
so
43% from last year, and that was in between. I understand with the Obama administration because the end of 2016, but that was also in between the years, the end of year 2016 and 2017.
yeah, so I don't. So what year was this? This was
This came out in
topping
2017.
341,000 people at the end of
No,
2016.
no, no. I actually gave you the wrong one.
No, GeekWire is literally the one that says this.
Yeah. I saw that one, but I found another one that
2016?
said Amazon in 2017. It said Amazon surpasses 350,000 employees, up 43%.
That's pretty similar to what it was.
Okay, so it was up 43%. I'm just saying, like, this is just an example. Yes, yes, the trend lines. Yep, that's it.
So that has nothing to do with Trump.
It was technically it was under Trump.
So if it was under Trump, why did it start going up in 2012? Most of the increase was under Obama.
Listen, Obama was okay, in my opinion. Okay? But the 43% that I'm talking about was in 1 year. It did start going
I
up.
don't see any source
Most
that
presidents
indicates
can allow it to go up.
I don't
mean,
see any source that indicates what you're just saying.
Okay, I just showed. Okay.
No, you didn't show me a source that showed it went up 40% in a year.
Okay, I literally have it pulled up. It says up 43% from last year on GeekWire.
And you said from 2016?
The article was posted in 2017.
Yeah, I'm looking at that same one. That's the one I just showed people.
Did it say surpasses
It does not say
350,000?
Where does it say 40%?
Okay, shoot.
It says the Amazon CFO said the capacity increased its fulfillment capacity by 30% over the past year, adding 26 new warehouses in 2016.
That's not the.
This is
I
from
actually
GeekWire.
showed you the wrong one.
Bro, I'm literally on GeekWire, the thing that you sourced.
Yes,
If you
but
accept the source, well, then it also was happening in 2016, and you didn't bring that up.
I'm trying to show you the 2017 GeekWire. That was I'm saying yes,
This
jobs
was
went up in
published in
2016,
2017. This
but
article.
it also went up significantly in 2017.
Okay, so if it went up significantly before, it's on a similar trend.
It increased almost 50%. We are on a trend, yes, but 50% from last year, from 1 year. It went up 50% of what
Yeah,
it was.
and again, it
in
says
1
here in
year.
2016 that it went up, what, like 35% or something like that in this 1 year. So it was on a similar trend. I don't know what your point is. You're saying it's caused by Trump? Give me any reason to believe that.
Well, under Trump's administration, he implements trickle-down economics with cutting taxes to the
Yeah,
top.
again, what I just showed you is that actually, historically speaking, led to wages not increasing with productivity. Which means that if they were going on the same trend as what they were prior to the us adopting trickle-down economics, we would have higher wages in this country.
Higher wages, but less jobs. Can you show
No,
me
there'd be
evidence?
more
Can you
jobs
can you
because
show
there'd be
me
fewer
evidence
ones.
of both increasing wages and increasing jobs significantly?
Yeah, because there'd be a real increase in quality of life. For example, right, there are going to be more jobs now than there was at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
Like, for example, if a business decided to raise,
Do you agree there's more jobs now
wages-
than at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution? And
Okay.
wages have gone up, right?
wages are going up? Yes.
Why? Productivity. So exactly what I was relating it to last time. So if there's a productivity increase, well, then the wage increase is okay.
Well, then again, there are some, especially like small businesses, that have to implement these wages. For example, Florida's going up to 15. Are we at 15 yet? Yeah, I think we're at 15. No, we're not. And they can't afford that, so they don't hire as many people. I have a job. I'm going to get paid
It is going
more
up, but
when
it's not
inflation
increasing.
goes up.
It hasn't increased every year with inflation, but it has increased. That's just undeniable. And also, the real GDP has increased, right? Which means that there has been GDP growth accounting for inflation. Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much, Laura. But that has not been passed down to the median worker. Another issue with trickle-down economics.
Okay. Well, there's one thing I would like to point out under Trump's administration. When it comes to income, income rose in every single metro area for the first time in 3 decades.
Where'd you get that source from?
Archives.gov is some accomplishment.
Give me a title.
TrumpWhiteHouse.archives.gov.
Yeah, that's just like the archives. I'd like to see what they sourced for that. That's just like you can look at Biden archives, right? They just claim everything, right? That's not a source.
So both sides, you're saying both sides claim everything?
Yeah, that's just a partisan source.
Okay. Let's see it.
Like if you go to the Biden archives, they claim Trump lost jobs and Biden has brought back 15 million. But those are all just the jobs that have come back since he started his administration, not necessarily policies that he's passed. I mean, Trump does the same thing. He takes credit for the unemployment rate, which again, he has no evidence to indicate that he did anything beneficial for that.
Alrighty. I'm trying to find some sources.
No, I don't want to go live.
Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. I muted my mic and didn't even realize. Sorry, everyone. I apologize. Love y'all. You're amazing. Everyone, you're so great. I'm sorry. I apologize. Parker's dad, did you see him? But yeah, he's gone. Let's try to get up the next person. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all.
Income.
Okay, didn't add this person. Let me try the next two. Give me 1 second, everyone. I apologize. Also, everyone, I've been banned on like all my accounts. I do get my second account back on the 20th, though. Okay. All right, it's not accepting people. I do apologize, y'all. Give me 1 second, everyone. All right, some people are saying Trump 2024 in the comments. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? All right. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 32.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
The deception and everything. He's full of people trying to find the truth without actually following everybody.
Is there a way you can get closer to your mic? I can barely hear you.
Yeah, let me turn off my Bluetooth. Come on, technology is a wonderful thing. Can you hear me now?
It sounds bad still, but yeah, I can hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, so why are you voting for Trump? Say that again.
Yeah, so because of the
I'm sorry, bro. It's just bad. It's just really bad. Let's get this next person up. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay. Yo, dude, just it's so great getting up guests sometimes. Really love TikTok. Really, it's just an incredible fucking app. Incredible app. Okay, and it's not gonna accept this person either. I'm gonna cry, everyone. It's gonna happen right now. Holy shit, what is going on? Oh my gosh, chat. Everyone is not loading in. Literally every guest is on MAGA Mobile tonight. Everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Oh my gosh. Please. Work, TikTok. Fuck. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Oh my gosh. I'm actually... Yo, dude, this is like the most annoying shit. I hate this. This is like the worst part of doing debate streams, of just like not getting a guest request that works. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, bud, can you hear me?
I do hear you. Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
And why so?
Because he stands, at least his words. I'm not going to say it's going to be his actions. As far as he speaks right now, he stands for everything I would want. But one thing, and that is he needs to reform the police. Besides that, he stands for everything that I believe in.
So do you want him to deal with inflation?
Yes, and I believe he can and has
What would he
done
do to
in the
deal with
past.
inflation?
Huh?
What will he do to deal with inflation?
He'll probably, first of all, get us out of the stupid new Green Deal that helped hurt our economy.
So we're not in a Green New Deal, and also investing in renewable energies would cause downward pressure on prices because it's an energy-based commodity.
Where are you going to get the energy when they already cut every bit of the oil and also cut off coal mines and everything else? Due
We
to
have
your
more
president,
oil production right now
Biden.
than at any point in American history.
No, we do not. He
Yes, we
just
do.
cut off 2 pipelines and he shut down all the fracking,
Which
and he's
pipelines?
also
He
shut.
did not shut down all the
He also shut down all of the coal mines. So do
Lies.
we? No, it's not. You want to call the people in my home state liars who lost their jobs when Biden came in because he came in and instituted policies that made them lose their jobs immediately after he came in? You're going to call them liars? Are you going to call me a liar who had his job affected by Biden's policy?
So you said that he cut all fracking and he cut all coal production. That is not true. One person not having
there
a
is
job
one-
does not mean
hey-
everyone in America is not doing it, Will.
Buddy, did you know there's over 45,000 jobs here that were lost due to his policies and coal
What
mines?
policy?
Okay, the policy of when he came in and said, I'm going to shut down, and then signed the freaking executive order making it illegal to mine in certain areas of my state. Okay? 45,000 jobs were lost due to
in what
his
areas?
executive order.
In what areas?
45,000 overnight.
In what areas?
Right here in Tennessee, Green River area in Kentucky, West Virginia lost several coal mines, all due to his policies.
Okay.
See, you don't even, on this, you don't have a clue.
So here I'll
It's
ask.
because I'm in this. I'm in the middle of this, okay? I am in the middle of this because I'm trying to get our
William.
jobs back.
William, if it is the case that we have more production of oil in the United States now than at any point in American history,
No, we don't. How
is it-
can we have more production in the United States?
Listen.
No, because
I
I'm
will
gonna
mute
stop
you if you
right
don't
there and
listen.
ask- I'm going
Listen,
to.
Will. Listen, Will.
Okay.
Or I'm going to make you listen.
Okay, I'll let you.
Okay. If we have more oil production right now than any point in American history or of any country to ever exist, again, at any point in time, how is it the case that overall there are less places they're producing oil in the United States or drilling? Because he's accepted more drilling permits.
Okay, first of all, he cut all drilling by 65% when he came in. Okay. Oh yeah.
Lies.
You might want to go back and watch.
You can
his,
literally look at oil
executive
production,
order
look at Energy
signings.
Information
Go
Administration.
back and watch his executive order signings. Go watch his executive order signings. And CNBC, NBC, ABC, Fox. You want freaking references? There you go. Every one of them had him on there. 60%, and he was proud of it, and he was damn proud of it. That is the lie right there.
You see the blue? You see the blue?
Yeah,
The blue is
I
the
do.
United States. So you see how
Yeah.
it went down in 2020? That's under Trump's administration. Ever since Biden's
That
been in
is
office, it's
straight
gone
up
up.
a freaking that right there is also put out by the Democrats and a lie.
No, it's not. This is from the
Yes,
Energy
it is.
Information
That is
Administration.
Democratic funded. Just
No, it's
like,
not. This is
just
the
like
Energy
your
Information
fact checkers are
Administration.
Democratic funded.
This is
Just like your
Energy-
fact checkers that you like to go by.
This
and
is
I heard
the
you
Energy
mouth off several
Information
times.
Administration. It's
Said
on
he wanted-
everybody. He wants 60 to 100% tariffs on China, 10% on everybody. Right? Again, this doesn't make sense with the rest of his budget proposals. And then
Okay,
he also
so
wants
you're
to
only
cut
taking
immigration, which would
bits and
reduce the labor force. Right? And then he wants to decrease taxes,
You're
which
taking
would
bits and
also
pieces
cause
of what he
inflationary
said.
pressure.
You're taking bits and pieces of what he said by saying that
No, this
he
is his
wanted to add
proposal.
tariffs. Yes. Hold on. Now it's my turn. Okay. Yes, he did say he wanted to raise tariffs, but he also said he wanted to start remodeling and upgrading factories that are no longer in use right now to bring that jobs to here, so we would not have to worry about that tariff, and we would have new jobs.
Yeah, so again,
So you're only taking part of what he says, just like every good Democrat does.
no, what you're just not understanding is it's going to cause an increase in consumer prices in the United States, and then because there isn't
How?
a growing labor market, it's going to cause heavy increases in pricing because the labor market in the United States is going to produce even more expensive labor because there's
Oh,
an
so you're
even
saying
greater
that
demand
the
for it.
United States,
And not
so
enough
you're saying that your
productivity to be able to
trickle down
account for it.
economics, so you're saying your trickle down economics don't work.
No,
because
no,
it's
listen,
going to
no,
cause
no.
inflation.
I don't
That's
agree with
what
trickle
you
down.
just said. You just said
No.
because American workers
Appreciate
will
the-
get
appreciate
the
the handout,
jobs.
thank
It's
you.
going to cost more. And
No.
so therefore it's going to cost more inflation. Yes, that's what you just said.
No, you're being
That's
dumb.
exactly what
I
you
told
just
you.
said.
I told you the tariffs.
We just said American workers get
Well,
them jobs.
well,
It's going to
stop yelling
cost
and
more
listen.
to get the product.
Stop yelling.
That's
and
what you
listen.
just said. So therefore your trickle down economics does not work.
Accompanied with these other things, yes. I believe trickle-down economics doesn't work to begin with because it doesn't increase wages with productivity. That's what we've seen since the 80s. But it is the case that it would cause inflationary pressure because obviously more people would have money. That's not the only thing I'm taking away from that. I'm saying that accompanied with
Inflation
with
goes down when
shortage
people
in
have
terms of-
money, not when
that
they have
accompanied that accompanied with a shortage in terms of the labor market because it's not growing because you want to cut immigration, along with particularly these tariffs, which would cause inflationary pressure on goods in the United States. So if you cared about the previous inflation, you'd care about this inflation.
So what you just said, okay, is that people in the United States having money will cause inflation. No, and proof and fact through history, when the people have money, inflation goes down because it's called supply and demand. Once you have the money and there's more people with money, the supply is there, but the demand's not there no more because everybody's got what they want. So, again, you're wrong. Here we go. You need to get into supply and demand before you even talk about that.
William, I have a degree in
Because you
economics.
don't even know what supply demand is.
Yes, I do. I have a degree in
No,
economics.
you don't.
Yes, I do.
Well, you failed it, evidently.
No,
you
let me
failed
explain
it
to you. Can I
miserably.
explain it to you? Because you just explained it completely wrong. When you
No,
don't
I
have,
explained it completely right. I ain't going to
you have
listen
an
to
increase-
your
Will, listen. If you have an increase in aggregate demand because you cut taxes, that's going to, and that accompanied with a decrease in the supply because you don't have an increasing labor market, that leads to a shortage of like labor, which causes prices to increase.
To decrease taxes causes less jobs. Is that what you just said, or did I misunderstand you?
An increase in aggregate demand from cutting taxes, along with decreasing how many people are coming here. So a decrease in the aggregate supply would cause an increase in prices. Lower supply, increased demand causes an increase in price. That's how supply and demand works.
And that's exactly what I said. You just said it in a
No,
different
it's
way.
not. You did not
It
say
is.
that.
Yes,
No,
I did. That's exactly what I just said.
You did not say
I
that.
just said it in a different way. It wasn't your college-educated mumbo jumbo bullcrap. I
didn't
said
give
it
you
in
mumbo jumbo.
layman's terms.
I explained it in clear terms. You did not explain that.
You just said it in your
you.
college-educated. I said it in layman's term. Okay. That's
said it- you
exactly.
said
I
it-
said this. We have the same exact meaning.
Ridiculous.
We
Corey,
just
thank you for
had the
boxing
same
up. Thank you
exact
so much.
meaning.
No, we didn't.
We just
You're
had the
delusional.
same exact meaning.
You're delusional.
No, we just had the same exact meaning.
No, we didn't.
All right,
Yes, you
Parker,
did.
I gotta head out now.
I appreciate you, man.
Hey, Parker.
But Parker,
good conversation. I love this entertainment between you two. Sounds like Brent Peterson on the other side, but who knows?
I'm not Brent Peterson. No. I don't even know who the hell that is. I have no idea who
You
the hell
sound
that
like
is.
Brent Peterson.
Who is Brent Peterson anyway? May I ask?
All right, y'all have a good time. Thanks for the time, Parker. You have a good time.
Have a good day, man.
Hey, Parker, can you explain to me who is Brent Peterson? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, so it's just this random guy that's running for president.
Oh, okay. See now, if you want to know the truth, there are things about Trump I don't like. Okay, I don't trust his, and I don't trust, and I do not like his idea for VP. Okay. Oh, that guy. No, that ain't me. I promise. Here, can I turn on my camera? Is there any way to turn it on?
You're good, man. Don't
I
worry.
see.
Yeah,
Okay, that ain't me. I
can.
can promise you it ain't me. But I don't like his VP. I do not.
Why not?
I don't trust the guy. I don't trust him. I don't think he's good for anything.
Why not?
First of all, he missed over 45 votes in the Congress last year.
Okay.
That's
that
a
it?
big no-no to me. Okay. Well, they were key votes.
So not the no exceptions for Grape?
Good. What's that, bud?
So you're not against him on the no exceptions for grape as it relates to abortion?
No, I am not with that. I think anybody, if they were raped, they should have the opportunity. Them are the only people, I believe, that should have the opportunity for that. I don't believe they
How do you
should
feel about
have
how do you
to
feel
come
about Trump?
to terms with that.
How do you feel about Trump nominating someone that that thinks that grape victims should have to go through pregnancy against their will?
I don't like him. Like I said, I don't like him. There's several things about him, and that's one of the things I don't like about him. Because I do believe rape victims should have the opportunity to not have to go through that injustice all their life.
Ronnie, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. All right, well, yeah.
See, I'm not all for Trump. I see him as the lesser of the two evils that we got.
How is he a lesser evil than Joe Biden?
First of all, he's the party of the KKK. And don't tell me he ain't, because the Democrats started it, and it started with Andrew Jackson, and Andrew Jackson tried to wipe out my people. I'm Muskogee Creek, and Andrew Jackson tried to wipe out my people.
Yeah, I think Andrew Jackson's a terrible person, but you cannot say Democrats today are related to.
Okay, then Joe Biden thinks he's the best thing ever.
And these were
Joe
conservative.
Biden thinks he's the best thing ever. He said that 4 different times.
Yeah, so these were conservative individuals that created the
Democrats.
KKK?
Democrats.
Conser-
Andrew Jackson. Go look
conservative-
him up. He's a Democrat. Go look him up. Andrew
They-
Jackson's a Democrat. He's the founder of it.
Of the KKK?
Yes, he is. He is the original founder of the KKK. Go look it up.
Yeah. So, if you want to know something funny, Trump said that the worst president in American history was Joe Biden. So Joe Biden is worse than.
He is, in my opinion.
So Joe Biden is worse than Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, because he's now. You want to know why? You even said it earlier. And don't ever insult my people again by calling us indigenous.
What do you mean?
That's the new word for the red N word for our people. And that's how we accept it. That was indigenous is not, that was meant to downtrodden us, not freaking uplift us.
That's not how
We
it's
know what it
typically
was for.
considered.
We knew what it
it's
was for.
typically, it's typically considered otherwise. Like that's the
No,
like
it's
the better
not.
word to
Yeah, you
use.
might want to talk. You're talking to a Native American who lives on a reservation here? Uh-oh, wrong. Don't talk about my people without trying to know something.
I'm just telling
No,
you
that's
what
only
I've
accepted
typically.
in your white
I'm just
culture.
te-
That's accepted in your
telling you-
white culture, bud. That's
Again,
accepted
this
in your
isn't-
white culture,
this
not our
isn't-
red
This
people.
isn't from me. This is from other people who are
No,
native.
that's accepted
Okay.
in your white culture. And if you and then let's also talk about his supposed mouthpiece for the Native American people or indigenous people, as you like to call us. Okay, did you know they actually found out where he's from, and they told Biden the heads of several different reservations and different tribal groups had told him to never let that guy talk for us again. Why? Because he's from India. He's not an Indian. He's from America, as he's tried to be said. He's an India. He's an Indian. Is from and he's trying to speak for our people on the Biden cabinet. Okay? And now he don't get to talk no more. You want to know why? Because the Native Americans said, quit it. We don't want him talking for us because he's an idiot and a moron and he don't reflect our values. Okay? So, yeah, Biden's trying to do already what Andrew Jackson did back then. He brought up fake people that were not Native American, saying they were Native, and that's what Andrew Jackson did. And that's how they acquired Georgia. With McIntosh. McIntosh is not a Native American name. Think about that, McIntosh. That's an opponent. So far, the Democrat from the 14th district of Tennessee, the Democrat that's in the district for freaking Nashville. I'd have to go and get paperwork and fucking names if you want names. I can't think of it. I remember districts because I don't try to remember names because their names mean nothing to me. It's their actions that mean anything to me. Okay. Their actions and their words mean anything to me. Their names mean nothing because after I'm done here, I will probably never talk to them ever again. So why would I want to get to know them by name basis? I would.
Okay.
That's Native American thinking. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about, Arad?
Well, but there are things, like I said, with Trump that I do not agree with. Okay, the vice president being one. I don't like him. I think that was a wrong decision all the way around. I think he could have got better people or a better person for that particular slot in his cabinet. I don't believe in his idea right now. The cops and everything that the cops do are correct, and how they put a cop in. Because when it takes less time for a person to become a cop than it does for a person to become a hairstylist, there's something wrong with that, especially when 90% of the cops don't even know the laws that they're supposed to be enforcing, or if they're claiming they're a constitutionalist, they can't even tell you half the Constitution. Okay. They can't even, they give you straight up talking points from NBC, CNN, things like that. 90% of them that say they're constitutionalists. I've only ran into one sheriff, and that's where I'm at right now here in Benton County, that can actually, go, without looking at a constitution, okay, tell you what's in the Constitution. One sheriff in
How
all of
Amy
Tennessee.
Coney Barrett couldn't name the 5 freedoms listed in the First Amendment.
Right, right. Yeah. Believe me, that's great. I'm glad. But also, she was also against freedom of religion for a while.
So is Trump.
No, he ain't. As a matter of fact, he was giving it. Did you
He said
know?
he wanted a
Did you
complete
know?
and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country.
No, he did not. He wanted
Do you want me to
complete
show you
total
the audio?
shutdown of terrorists in the country.
No, he said Muslims.
And I'm sorry.
he
if
said
the-
Muslims.
No, well, he said he did not. I
wanna
heard what he
bet?
said. Yeah, I do.
How much?
What do you got?
Give me a number. Any number.
You need a number. You give me the number, and then we'll go
$1,000.
from there. No, I ain't gonna go there.
$100.
I'm sorry. I'm native. I ain't rich.
100
Native
bucks.
Americans ain't rich. I'm telling you that now. And we done lost over 150,000 jobs here when they shut down the pipeline there going through Oklahoma, thanks to Biden. So.
Jennifer, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Yeah. So do you want to do the bet?
Oh, I didn't put my real name out there. If you want me to put, I ain't put my real name out there, you goofball. And they're sitting there saying that. I thought that was funny. Oh, your name's William. Do you think I'm going to put my real name out here on the internet?
Let's see. I'll think of the $5.
What person puts their real name out on the internet?
Rooster 2028 for real.
Yeah, I mean, so. But there's you some statistics for Biden and his shutting down and bringing back jobs. And you did say one thing. At least I almost commend you on one thing, where you said he said it's just a bipartisan thing when they say that Biden had 15 million jobs. Okay, I commend you on that, because if there's 15 million jobs, I want to know where the hell they're at.
Well,
Honestly,
they came back
because
since Trump was in office.
okay, I want to know where the 15 million
wait, so
jobs
do
since
you
COVID.
want to make that bet though?
Let's hear it. Prove me wrong. That's what I say. Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. If you prove me wrong, I'll say, hey, I was wrong, and I apologize.
Okay, I got you.
All right. That's what I say. Is that a fair deal?
Yep, fair. Now, hear this.
Calling for a total and complete. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Okay. I was wrong. He did say that. I apologize. I will give you that. See, I'm not open to be proven wrong. Okay.
You mean you are?
And I
open?
admit when I mean, I am open. I did say that. I am open to be proven wrong. I'm glad to. That's why I like going to these talk panels.
Want to? Nice. All right, let's get the next person up. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump, y'all. Yo, it's a Powell to you? Hello? All right, let's get this next individual up here. If you're MAGA, type in the comment section right now, y'all. All right, let's get this individual up here. Okay, didn't accept that person. I'm going to try the next. Everyone, I do apologize. Sometimes it takes a second to get people up here, y'all. What does MAGA mean? Make America Great Again. It's like the Trump supporters' motto. Evidence?
Doc,
Do you have evidence?
Doctor,
Do you have evidence of
Dr.
China
Fauci
specifically
doing all of
manufacturing
these- all of
COVID-19
these-
to take out Trump?
Okay. Number one, have you ever seen an election take 2 days?
Yes, I've seen elections take weeks because of investigations.
And you've seen
Remember Gore
multiple
v. Bush?
people covering up shades, not
Wait, how many court cases were
You've
there
seen
that
multiple
didn't indicate
people
any
covered-
evidence of sufficient enough proof to overturn the election?
there was multiple court cases.
Yeah,
Multiple court cases.
there were 60 plus court cases that didn't indicate sufficient evidence to overturn the election, 17 of which had appointed judges specifically by Trump. So either Trump appointed corrupt judges that stole the election from him, or he lost the election. Now, which one is it?
Probably the judges, honestly, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, so he
That-
appointed
that-
corrupt
that doesn't
judges, so he
matter.
didn't
So
drain
I'm-
the swamp.
There's corruption all over the government.
So so he said he was going to
So-
drain the swamp. He didn't fulfill up to his what he said he was going to do.
There's been multiple presidents that have not filled up to what they said they were going to do, just as well as Biden.
Okay, so Trump is a liar then? Is that what you're saying? He's just like the rest of the other politicians? There's nothing unique about him?
Well, he's not. He doesn't tell 100% of the truth, but he means well. And
Well, he lies more than Biden
He can
does.
at least he can. At least he can articulate ideas. Biden can't even.
He can.
formulate
Biden can articulate.
sentences.
Biden
He
in some
doesn't-
circumstances
he
will
doesn't even know what's
misremember
going on
things.
tomorrow.
That's completely ridiculous, right? Biden
You
in
watched
some
the interview?
scenarios,
Did you
I have
watch the
watched
interview
things.
that he just
Biden in
had?
some scenarios will misremember things, but that does not mean he has no clue what's going on or he doesn't know anything that's happening. This is why was 2016 not rigged?
Because it wasn't a 2-day thing where overnight there's 100,000 votes and all of a sudden Biden takes over Georgia.
Yeah, so again, there have been audits in Georgia. There have been court cases in Georgia, multiple court cases. None of them showed sufficient evidence to overturn the election. So you're just sitting
There's
here and
been
you're
multiple.
No, which ones?
I'm just saying. I'm.
Which
You asked
which
me
court
about
case showed
reason.
sufficient evidence?
I'm not talking about. You asked me about how I am. I'm not saying that it was stolen. I'm saying it's a little fishy that overnight there was 100,000 votes that came.
That's
from,
not just what you're saying.
I don't know where.
Earlier, you said that he appointed corrupt judges that stole the election from him. That's the point that you conceded to.
You asked me. You gave me. I didn't say that. You gave me an ultimatum. You said it's either this or this.
Yeah, because
I
it is. It
didn't
is either
say-
this or this. So it's either
Okay, but
he
you
lost
giving
the
me an
election.
ultimatum and you telling me that's a good debate. That's a good way to debate.
No, it's not a false dichotomy.
I
It's
did
a
not
true
say that.
dichotomy.
Okay.
It is a
All
true
right.
dichotomy.
It's. I think it was a good way to put me in a situation to where you
Yeah,
can
because
come
it's a
back
true
later.
dichotomy.
Okay. Well, I just don't believe that Biden has another 3 years left in him, to where he can formally run the country and where he can be seen as a strong leader, because he can't even get off stages. We have multiple people helping him off stage, helping him on stage. He needs teleprompters. He can't
Wait,
articulate
Trump
ideas. He
Trump
thinks
was reading
things.
off a teleprompter. That's what saved his life.
What?
Yeah, Trump reading off a teleprompter saved his life.
He was.
So don't
looking at a
tell me he
chart.
doesn't use
That doesn't mean
teleprompters.
Okay.
No, he
okay,
was using
that
a
is the-
teleprompter.
That is the worst. That is the worst way to bring up. That is the worst way to bring up Biden not being able to speak. Because
What? I said
Trump
both presidents
being saved
both.
from a teleprompter has nothing to do with
He was
the way that
using
he
the. It
speaks.
demonstrates he was using the teleprompter. Genius.
I know, but he wasn't reading off of it.
Yes, he
That
was.
is why Biden did
He
so
quite
horribly
literally
in the
was
debate,
reading off of
because
it.
He was checking a chart.
He was no, he wasn't. He was reading off of the teleprompter. He said it himself.
What I am saying is that Trump doesn't need a teleprompter. I'm getting poor connection here.
Because this just seems
sorry,
like a
what was your
one-off.
question?
This seems like a one-off because he's done great in other debates.
So he was a lot younger. He was a lot younger.
Not a lot
In
younger.
the 2020, he was a lot younger.
That's not a lot younger.
Well, he was definitely more. He wasn't as. He didn't have dementia then.
Were you just driving, by
has
the way?
dementia now? No, I wasn't. I was in the car parked.
Okay. So 4 years ago is a lot younger.
Oh yeah, I
You're-
would say so, especially in the older
You're
age.
crazy, dude.
As you
No,
get to-
it's not.
How is that?
In older
crazy?
age, it's even less.
As you get older, years matter. That is not.
Okay, I have a
conspiracy.
question,
That's
Christian.
how science
I have a
works.
question, Christian. If someone told you have 4 years left to live, would you think that's a lot of time?
Relative to people having a month to live, yes.
Dude,
getting told
so
that they
you
have
have a
a
lot
month
of
to live, I
time.
would
I'm
say
not
that-
even.
I would
I
say
never
that,
said
yeah.
relative to people who have a month. You think you have a lot of time? Come on,
I
bro.
am saying that. I am saying that. Why,
You're
and I
delusional,
understand where
dude.
this question becomes relevant. All I'm saying is that Biden needs a teleprompter. He can't articulate ideas, and that's what you need in a world leader. You need someone that
He
can
can
articulate
articulate.
ideas.
That's such a lie.
Now,
We also need someone who's
Where-
not delusional, and Trump is delusional.
I don't believe he's delusional.
He literally
If
is.
You can bring up. I think that Democrats are delusional and saying that Trump was enticing violence in January 6th when he said peaceful protest, and now you
No,
want
that's not.
now
No,
you want
he
to
said.
put
He
up
said
court
fight like
cases.
hell. He said fight like hell. He said take your country back that's been stolen from you. They rigged the election. Like that's what he was
That-
saying.
But
And
he
apparently
also
there are
said
concealed
peacefully.
there are concealed drafts on January 6th that demonstrate like intent. Right,
There's
but those
also
are gonna
there's
be
also
publicly released
videos
soon.
of people getting let in, but we're gonna get off of that. Do you believe that Biden's saying put Trump in a bullseye and telling people that he's
Where
gonna
did he say
destroy
that?
the
What does that
democracy?
mean?
I'm not done.
No, he was saying
I
he was
just said
saying we need to
destroy the
instead of
democracy.
I'm just gonna mute you. All right, he said that he wants to put attention on Trump's failures as a president instead of him dropping out of the race. It was on a private donor call. Right, you don't even know what you're talking about, bro.
Okay. All I'm saying is that the way that Biden has explained how Trump is and putting it in a drastic way in telling people that you will not be safe if he is the president, which is not true.
Well, that's literally what
It's
Trump has
not
been
true.
saying. Trump has been saying that if Biden's president, there's going to be World War III. There's going to be high gas prices. There's going to be inflation. Everyone's going to be in
Okay,
terrible
okay.
circumstances. He's been saying that for years. You're going to sit there and you're going to act like that's not bad and that's not inciting anything. But whenever
But you're calling
Trump
him
or whenever
Hitler.
Biden specifically, no, your vice president called him Hitler, not me.
And that's a positive thing because that was back in 2016. And look at the way that
You're
he is
so funny,
changed.
bro.
That's how a lot of the people are feeling. That's how a lot of the American people are feeling. That's because have you looked at the polls recently? That is a lot of how
He has
the
not
American people are
gained in popularity. Right? His disapproval rating is increased.
Yeah, well, I'm saying you don't know if he's gained. We don't know if he's gained in popularity yet.
Well,
but
you can
all
look
I
at
am
the
saying,
polls.
but all I am saying is that there's been other polls. There's been popularity polls, and he's been.
I'm talking the average. Like, look at 538.
Okay, but what I'm telling you is that's how a lot of the American people are feeling, and that you guys put this huge stigma on Trump at the very beginning about how he was this, blah blah blah, and that's why a lot of people felt the way that
Yeah,
they
he's been
did.
undermining the American democracy. He's 34 felonies. He's been held legally responsible for sexual
You
abuse,
guys
defamation,
charged him
fraud.
34 times on the same charge. That's not 30. That's a over exaggeration.
No, that is 34 felonies.
You guys gave him
34 felonies of 34
on the same charge
counts of
in a
falsifying business
democratic
records.
state under a democratically paid judge. That's why it got dismissed. There was that whole thing is getting dismissed. Do you
No,
realize
it's-
that all of his cases? are
No,
getting-
that's very unlikely.
Yes. No. It is. It's not because
Then what are they
hear
dismissing
about
it on?
the last case that got dismissed.
On what grounds are they dismissing it on?
They dismissed it because some guy in charge is no longer in charge. I don't know the
No, they have not
exact name.
dismissed that. They have not dismissed the falsifying business records case. I promise you.
Yeah, but they dismissed another court case.
Yeah, that's
And,
a different one, and that's also from a Trump appointee.
They're still dismissing cases, is what I'm trying to say. You guys are trying so hard to out him and politically go after him and use our
No,
judicial
these
system.
are just things that he's done, and he's being
What
held
other
accountable for his
president?
crimes.
What other president has been
What other
indicted?
president has committed this many crimes?
Hillary?
You have no
That-
evidence
I mean,
that Hillary's
like,
committed
there-
these
okay, there's
crimes.
what- huh?
Hillary has not been held legally responsible for sexual
He
abuse.
broke the computer.
Defamation,
She smashed
fraud.
it. She smashed it. Is that not fraud? Is that not dismembering evidence?
Did she falsify business records with the explicit reason of not
breaking
making
a
the story
laptop
not be able to affect the election?
I would argue that breaking a laptop with email information is that's breaking evidence. That's a crime. That's getting rid of evidence.
You
That's-
understand that Trump obstructed justice in the Mueller report and wasn't held responsible.
but what I'm saying is,
second of all, what did she destroy that wasn't able to get access to? When did she destroy
her
that?
laptop with emails in it.
When did she destroy it?
You didn't hear about that?
Not that she destroyed it. No.
Yeah, no.
At
she
least
smashed
the
it.
data that we have
You can
access
look it
to.
up if you want me to.
We still have
But
access
yeah,
to the
no,
data. Then how is that possible?
Huh?
We still have access to the data. They're on a server.
We have not looked through her emails because she would be in jail.
The data is on a server.
She would be in jail. So there's been no other president has been. This is about falsifying business records here. This isn't like he's going after our country. This is something he paid off.
Wait, yeah,
of.
okay, we'll talk about how he went against our country. He undermined the American democracy for the past few years with no sufficient evidence to indicate that he won.
What evidence?
And you're okay with that?
What evidence do you have that he did this? Where is this coming from? Do you know where all of this
Undermining our American
information is coming
democracy?
from? No, where is this information coming from?
For what?
All the information that they have against him is coming from his ex-lawyer. His ex.
Are you talking about the falsification of business records?
They're basing this whole entire.
I don't think the whole thing's built on Michael Cohen, but Michael Cohen's
It is.
a huge
It is
part
built
of it.
off. It is built off of him, and
No,
he
it's
got
not.
caught lying in court. He got caught lying in court, and they're basing this whole entire thing off of a liar. A liar. He got caught lying. He got caught lying in court. So basing a
What'd he lie?
case
What'd he
off of
lie
a
about?
liar- Let me look it up right now. He got
Who
caught
was he
lying
and
in
who was
court.
he lying to protect? Appreciate the handout, thank
He's
you.
mad because Trump didn't take him to the White House.
Wait,
to the White House.
so if he was lying about Trump, right, to protect Trump, well then how would it be the case that the lie that he engaged in court would somehow conflict with his ability to demonstrate guilt of Trump? Because clearly he's going against Trump by going into court.
You're basing a court case off of someone that's already lied in court.
He literally did his time, and also that's for Trump. He lied to protect Trump at the time.
I don't know if that's completely true, but I don't think someone that's going after him in a court case and filing against him is gonna protect him. But that doesn't really make sense to me. Michael Cohen pleads guilty in Manhattan, blah blah. Criminal tax evasion.
You want me
There's
to?
been- There's been a lot, but I don't think
find
that
it?
he is. Huh?
Can't find it.
No, I can. Pleads guilty to lying to Congress. Trump's
What do you lie
ex-lawyer
about?
admitted to making false statements in 2017. Trump lawyer clashes with Michael Cohen. There's
What were those false statements?
okay. Let's see. Michael Cohen, President Donald Trump.
Meantime, everyone tap that screen. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone. Is the best place to support
Cohen
me.
and prosecutors referred Trump as individual one throughout Thursday's proceeding. Among other lies, Cohen said he told Congress that all discussions of the Moscow Trump Tower project ended in 2016 when they had actually continued until June of that year. One of the prosecutors working with special counsel. He's admitted to lying to Congress.
About what? About what? Mags, think of the fireworks. Thank you so much.
Moscow Trump Tower project ended in
So, to
January
defend Trump.
2016. When how is that defending Trump?
That was defending him as it relates to the Russia collusion case.
The Russia collusion, bro. What about Hunter Biden's laptop? Is that
Wait, that is such a pivot, dude. Such a
okay?
pivot.
But I'm just saying. You talked about Russia, and that had to come up.
I accept his conviction. Do you accept his conviction?
Whose
Hunter
conviction?
Biden?
Hunter Biden's conviction. Well, I mean, his charges are a lot worse than paying off a lady because you had sex with her.
No, he didn't get charged for hush money. He got charged for falsifying business records with the predicate crime of undermining, not undermining, of not allowing the information to affect his election prospects.
So, what did he actually do then?
I just explained it. You were fucking cutting me off, so you didn't hear it.
Sorry.
He falsified business records with the explicit reason of affecting the election, right? Making sure the story couldn't get out to affect his election prospects. That's a predicate crime. So that's why it's a Class E felony in the state of New York, because it has the predicate crime.
Yeah, that's a stretch. That's really
That's
just
not a stretch. That's just how New York law works.
He. Oh, there's so much I want to say. I'm just gonna put it out there. I feel like in that state, the judge has already got caught being Democratic leaning.
How
It's
so?
in a Democratic state, and I think
That's where he committed the crime.
The jurors had a little bit to do with it.
Is that where he committed the crime?
Yeah, but it's a stretched.
So then you wouldn't accept. So then you wouldn't accept the classified documents case being thrown out because it was in a Trump appointee district. So the Trump appointee ruling on that case, that makes it so that it's biased or partisan, right?
Well, I just want to ask.
Wait, do you agree that makes it biased or partisan, right?
I think that the judge in that case has already been seen.
Oh my God!
social media.
Answer my damn question, bro. I said in the classified documents case that just got thrown out, which is being appealed, by the way,
Yes.
because the judge was a Trump appointee, right? Are you saying that you shouldn't look at that, the fact that it was thrown out?
I think that has something to do with it as well. It does
what
have
do you mean?
something to do with it as well. But
What does that even mean? That's such a vague statement.
how is that vague?
I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means? Like,
I do. It does have something to do with it. Yes, him being a Trump appointee has something to do with it. I think that the Democratic.
do you accept it or do you not accept it?
I do accept it. I do accept.
So if you
it.
accept it, why? Because it's again a Trump appointee.
Because I think that it goes both ways. I think that them going after him in a Democratic state after having a Democratic judge and Democratic jurors, I think that definitely swayed them to stretch this out a lot more. That's why he got counted 34 times on one charge. It's one charge 34 times.
This
They
is all
charged him for every
conjecture.
single time that he
All
did it.
conjecture. You're just giving me conjecture. You're not actually engaging in reasoning. Yo, Rachel, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate it.
I just don't know what other president has ever been outed for this kind of thing. And a lot of people are saying that this is probably the weakest case that they've seen. I've seen people say in his 60 years that this is the worst case that he's ever seen. It's just so
Yeah,
far
there are
stretched.
people who are partisan and biased. You're just listening to people who are
There's-
partisan and biased rather than looking at the fact that you would accept these same conditions if the roles were reversed. If it was Biden's court case or Hunter Biden's court case, you would accept it. But because it's Donald Trump, you're not going to accept it. And that's exactly what I mean by confirmation bias.
I accept both ways. I
You
just
don't. You
told
don't.
I
You're not
accept those
accepting
things.
it with. You're
I
not
literally
accepting it
just
with.
said that him being a Trump appointed juror had something to do with him being with that case.
So
being
you're
dismissed.
saying you don't accept it being dismissed? Because you said earlier
I
you do
accept both
it.
ways. I accept.
Oh,
I
if you accept it, so you
34
accept his
felonies.
34 felonies. You accept his civil
I
case.
accept the 34
So
felonies.
do you accept his civil case for sexual abuse?
It's civil.
You don't accept civil
it's a
cases?
civil case, and he never got he never got charged for it. So
Can you
that's-
answer my question? Do you
that's
accept
irrelevant
civil
to me.
cases?
I accept them.
Okay, so if you accept them, then why aren't you accepting the civil case with Donald Trump?
All I am saying is that no other president has been outed like this. They are scared of him. They want to do everything they can, and
They all get outed for their past.
political outing.
That's a lie.
Putting people through
There's more stuff that's applicable to him.
But this is politically motivated. This
You have
is
no
why they're
evidence
doing
of
it right
that.
now. That's why else would they do it? This is where
Who's
common
they?
sense comes in. Why else would the Democratic Party go
It's
after
not the
Trump?
Democratic Party that's going after him.
Who's going after him?
It's people that are particularly running these cases. It's E. Jean Carroll. It's
You don't think that the timing of this has anything
New
to
York
do with
State.
it? You don't think that the timing of this has anything to do with it? So you get so
No,
that you
no,
guys
no,
can
no.
walk around
I
and
think
say,
this would. I
"Oh,
think
he's
this
a
would be
felon.
applicable
Oh,
regardless.
he's a
For
felon."
example, the reason why I think this would be applicable regardless is because in 2019 it was filed for sexual abuse. That was in 2019. Which again, that means that the entirety of the court process wouldn't have happened until he was either president of the United States or he wasn't running again. So E. Jean Carroll would have not possibly known that he would have been running in 2024.
That I think can you name me a person that has been indicted as much as him?
Can you name me a person that's committed as many crimes as him?
Joe Biden and his son?
You have
Hunter
no
Biden?
evidence. No evidence. Literally, you sit up here and you fucking make up lies over and over again.
This
to,
isn't a lie.
It's like,
This
no,
is not a
seriously,
lie.
seriously.
This-
You
this
just
is
like,
not a lie.
whenever you realize that your position looks bad, you make up a whole new conspiracy to try to make yourself not feel as bad.
It's not a
You
conspiracy.
do. Every
There's been
single time
multiple
you just
things.
make a new conspiracy. Yeah, it's
not-
it's
that's
create
what-
your own conspiracy. That's
It's
what you
not
believe
a
in.
conspiracy. It's not a
You
conspiracy.
dude, the way yes it is.
But that's why do you think he's in prison right now? Or not in prison right now? Why do you think he has a court case, Hunter Biden?
Hunter Biden, well, because I think he committed crimes.
Thank you. So the amount of crimes is not relative to the significant
You're just
amount
not listening.
of crimes.
Why is Trump held accountable? Because he committed crimes.
But
So
there's
are you
no
gonna accept
other
that too?
president
Would you
that's
accept
been-
that?
That's been doing. There's been countless other presidents that have done worse than Trump has
Can you
done.
name?
and
Can you
he's
name
never
it?
been-
Can you name a president
I
that's
already
done worse?
told you, Hillary. And there's. Do you
You
want
have
me to-
no evidence Hillary was held legally responsible for sexual abuse. That's ridiculous.
Sexual abuse. When did I ever say?
I'm talking about the sexual abuse case. Trump has been held legally responsible for sexual abuse.
Did he get
Do you
charged?
accept that? You accept that case, correct?
Did he get charged?
He was held legal. It was in a civil court because
But
the
he didn't
criminal.
get charged.
Listen. The reason why it was not in a criminal court was because it was past the statute of limitations, which is the same thing as applicable to victims of the Catholic Church. They were only able to hold their abusers accountable in a civil court, not a criminal court, because they didn't come out about their stories until way later on. Because plenty of great victims wait decades, if not never, come out. Chris, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. And also, yeah, Hillary's never been president,
She's ran for president.
but she's never been president.
That could still be interfering with an election.
So again, I'm waiting for how that relates to interfering of election, or how that's relative to sexual abuse.
Well, that's what you guys are trying to do with Trump right now. That's the whole thing you guys are going off of, about how he's a felon and how
I'm talking about the sexual abuse. Will
interfered-
you
he
respond to
interfered
that,
with the
or are
election.
you not going to respond?
respond to what?
I'm talking about the sexual abuse case. Oh, he gets the perfect time to call.
No, no. What? You think I did fake that? Come
No, I
on.
don't. I don't.
What did you say?
I just said you got a perfect time call.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do accept that court case. He was held responsible but not charged. So you know, I mean, there's also evidence of Biden being sniffing children and the way that he acts.
Oh
around
my
children.
God! I am asking you if you accept the case. Do you accept the case?
I
We can
told
talk
you I
about-
accept the case.
You
I just
actually
said
don't
it.
even have the videos of the fucking sniffing. You're talking about him literally just talking to his grandchildren.
Okay.
Or
There's
talking
there's no videos of him being weird with children.
I'm saying you don't have the video. You're gonna look up a Sky News video, right? Which is they literally have fake videos where they edited in sniffing.
That's what you
sounds.
guys say about all of the things that Biden, but it's live videos of him looking confused. He doesn't.
Wait, now
know
we're
what
now we're
it is.
completely pivoting to being confused. You still have not told me whether or not you accept the case. So
I
I'm gonna give you
just
literally
told
one more
you
fucking
multiple
time.
times.
Do you
I
accept the case? Okay, so if you accept the case, well then why do you want to vote for someone that's been held legally responsible for sexual abuse?
because that's our nominee right now, and he's way more capable of being a.
So you'd
president
rather
than
vote
Biden.
for a rapist?
He's never been proven to be.
He was held legally responsible for sexual abuse,
Legally
which is now
responsible,
defined under
but it's
New
not
York
the
law as
same
rape.
thing. Not the same thing.
It's now defined under New York law as rape.
not the same thing.
It is.
Not the same thing.
It
No, it's
literally
not.
is.
No, it is not. Because
What's the difference?
if he actually did, he would be charged for it.
Holy shit! You don't listen to a single thing that I said. What is the reason why he's not being tried in a criminal court?
The statute of limitations.
So there you go. You don't listen to shit, dude. I literally explained that to you earlier, and you fucking made the same dumb point after, dude. How do you feel? You literally just embarrassed yourself over and over again.
It's not a dumb point because he hasn't.
You're
been
embarrassing
charged.
yourself. I already made the point multiple times.
Okay, but what I'm telling you is being legally responsible and being charged is different, is it not?
Being held legally responsible in a civil court and it being applied in a criminal court is different, but the only difference is one, the statute of limitations, and two, the standard of evidence.
So
The
what
only
is the
reason that the
statute of
standard of evidence
limitations?
the only reason the standard of evidence is different is because for civil cases they have different standards. They typically will apply different things. It's still something that's applicable. It's still a unanimous decision by a jury. And if it was a criminal case, he would have been forced to give up his DNA. And again, because he didn't give up his DNA, we actually have best reason to believe that he is guilty, and I'll explain why.
Not true. That's not true.
Let me explain why.
That's not how this country works.
Can I explain why, or do I need to mute you?
Okay, explain why.
Okay.
No,
So
it's
if he was not guilty, we would expect him to give up his DNA because he never met her, and it would exonerate himself, right? And no one would believe that he was an SAer then, because it would prove that he didn't do it because the DNA on the dress was not his.
So-
Right? And if he is guilty, he wouldn't give up his DNA because it would clearly show his guilt. So again, we would expect him, if he was guilty, to not give up his DNA, and if he's not guilty, to give up his DNA. Given that he did not give up his DNA, we expect that he is guilty.
So, I don't know how long you've been living in this country, but that's
whole
not
life.
how this country works. You
It
are
is.
innocent until you're proven guilty. So
No
you
shit.
going off of him not submitting this evidence and somehow calling him guilty, that's not how this country works.
I said,
And
listen, I pushed the cap, thank you.
No, you should be.
I'm saying it gives you
completely
better
off this
reason on
platform.
top of preponderance of the evidence, which this wasn't even submitted in the court as evidence because it is the case that like he didn't even submit his DNA in time. But
you're
if it
telling
were a
me
criminal
right now- are you
case,
telling me right
if
now
it
that
were a
he's guilty
criminal
because-
case, he would have been forced to give up his DNA.
Are you telling me right now that because he did not submit his DNA, he's guilty?
I'm saying it increases the likelihood of his guilt. Yes,
But he's not. But he's not guilty.
I do believe he's guilty.
But he's not because him not sending in DNA.
Oh my god, you don't have
Yeah.
fucking shit. You're just saying he's not
Okay.
guilty. You
Alright.
saying nah is not a response
You
to
don't know
any of
how
my
this
arguments.
country works, and you should.
No, you have no
honestly get
clue.
off
What is this-
platform, because that's not how this country works. You're innocent until you're proven guilty.
No fucking shit, and I never disputed that. Right? I never said that you're guilty until proven innocent in the court of law. Never said that. Never made that claim. You just made that up because you wanted to straw man my position because you have no fucking response to anything I've said. You've got dog shit. Literally nothing. Okay? So stop sitting there and flailing like a fish and give me an actual response. Stop being a flopper. He left. He literally left, bro. He was flopping around, bro. All right, let's get the next person up. If you're MAGA, type it in the comment section right now, everyone. If you're MAGA, type it in the comment section right now. If you want to be brought up, yo, Kari, thank you so much. I appreciate the sunglasses. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone. Let's get the next person up here, y'all. All right. Let's get this next individual up here. There's not enough people typing MAGA in the comment section that I can see. There we go. Let me add this person. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
45.
Thank you for the hand art, Starkey. Are you voting for Trump?
I am. Parker, you know this.
Have I already talked to you?
Well, we've talked before.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go look for someone who haven't talked to.
Well,
before.
this has been a long time ago. We just had a heated conversation the last time we talked.
Okay. Then I guess maybe I don't.
Probably 2 months ago.
Okay. So I mean, if I've already talked to you, I probably do want to get on to different people because other.
Well,
people
this is a different situation, and I kind of caught you in some things that you weren't so true about. This last guy you were talking to.
What did I say that was wrong?
About the deportations, 2, the SA. Let me get a comfortable spot here. The deportations, just so you're aware, fiscal 21 to current is 1.1 million for your man Biden. Is 1.5 for Donald Trump. And that being said, Biden is on track.
I'd love to see that because I can send you a source from the Cato
Just Google
Institute.
it. Just go ahead and Google it. I did before you got on.
I've looked at the Cato Institute. Right, the Cato Institute indicates it's 3.5 times higher for Donald Trump. I mean, not for Donald Trump. For Joe Biden.
I believe from what the WhiteHouse.com gave me. So I don't care what yours said.
What White House? Are you talking about the Trump White House archives?
No. Nope.
Okay, well then tell me what you're referencing.
I can't look at the site right now because if I get off of this, I lose my life. Not lose my life, but I lose contact with you. Just Google these words. Deportation versus Trump deportation, and you will get your answer. It's 1.1 so far for Biden. He's on track to match 1.5, which was Donald Trump.
What are we seeing now? Because this is
Low
what I'm being told is a
higher real GDP.
But is that
Inflation
unemployment
going
based
down.
off the? I'm sorry. Is that unemployment rate based off the bounce back from COVID?
So the unemployment rate obviously went up and spiked up under Trump's administration, then came back down and continued on the same trend it was going to be on prior to COVID. Yeah, so I don't think that Trump or Biden caused this trend. I think that it was just something that was happened due to the flow of the economy.
I appreciate your honesty. So, I mean, back to the economy. Right now, we're being told that this is a flourishing economy. Would you agree?
I don't think it's totally flourishing, but there are aspects of it that are definitely growing and doing good. Do you want me to give you examples?
Would you? Yeah,
low
I'd love
unemployment,
that.
increasing real GDP, right? Lowering inflation.
Yeah. Did they take off coffee off the way they measure inflation? Did they remove coffee from it?
I don't know if they have coffee or not. It's so CPI is just going to be like typical consumer products across the market. They typically would put things like coffee, but they might get rid of it due to volatility of that particularly. But I doubt that. I bet they would keep it in.
That wouldn't be getting rid of like a beverage that 78% of Americans drink on a daily basis from the CPI. Wouldn't that
78%.
Wouldn't that?
No, it's the high. But, obviously, yeah, that could be relevant.
Mid 70s. I might be a couple percent off, but it's over 70.
I don't think people are complaining about the coffee prices mostly.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is if you remove something that 3/4 of the population use off how you measure inflation, it kind of gives you a false reading on how well you're actually doing.
Can you give me any evidence they got rid of that?
Yeah, just give me one moment. But that would be that correct.
So if
that
you're MAGA, type in the comment section right now and I'll bring you up. He looks that up, everyone.
Yeah, send this kid some money. He's a super smart kid. I think he does things out of the out of his heart. I think he means well.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Jake, how old are you?
27.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Why so?
He's a strong leader. I mean, look at Ukraine. Look at Hamas. I mean, Ukraine's only been invaded when Crimea was invaded when Obama was president. When Trump was president, no wars happened. Trump actually killed
wars
Iraq.
absolutely happened. There was a 450% increase in military drone strikes in the Middle East. There was a conflict between India and China. There was military testing by North Korea. There was the Yemen genocide, where specifically Saudi Arabia starved or bombed 85,000 Yemeni children. Turkish-Kurdish war from Trump getting troops out of Kurdistan. There were plenty of acts of war and war that happened.
Yeah, none of that stood out, though. None of that stood out.
It does stand out. And
None
also
of that
the things that
stood
you'd
out.
reference in terms of Ukraine and you'd reference with Israel, these were pre-existing.
Okay, but you can't have a weak leader
the
in
$5.
office. This ain't Bernie's.
You understand?
Bernie's on
you
the week.
understand
I mean,
you could say
guy
Trump
works
is a
10 to
weak
4.
leader.
Why would you say
All right,
that?
think of this one. Well, again, you could say he's a weak leader if you're talking physicality. You could say he's a weak leader in the sense that he's delusional and can't admit he's wrong. There are plenty of things. Think of the handwriting. Thank you so much.
Okay, another thing. Why did Biden stop drilling in the United States when he became president?
That's false. We actually produce more oil in the United States now than at any point in American history. It's completely false that we stopped drilling in the United States.
Then why are we in Syria?
So we've been
Why
in
are we
Syria
in
for
Syria?
decades.
For what?
They were
For what?
engaging in a proxy
That's the only
war
reason.
in Syria. Yeah, obviously there's oil. Obviously, I'm not in support of being in countries like that for oil. But that still doesn't
No,
change
it's right
whether,
next to the Hamas.
by the way, that still doesn't change whether or not it is the case that we are producing more oil in the United States than at any point in American history. We still are right now. This is from the Energy Information Administration.
Why is gas prices so high? I mean, think outside
Global
the box.
oil supply
I mean,
decreased.
what did you not like when Trump was running? What did you not like? Everything was running good. I mean, work was
can
flowing. There was plenty of jobs.
Wait,
I mean,
so I'm asking
inflation
like what he did. Can you name one policy that
skyrocketed
Trump
when-
influenced to get past that benefit the middle class more than to benefit rich people?
What was the question?
The first
One
step back.
policy. Yeah. So how did he influence to get that passed?
How did he influence to get it passed?
Yeah.
I mean, how did Biden influence the infrastructure bill?
He proposed things related to the infrastructure bill. He campaigned on it. He got people in Congress to vote for the bill.
And
You mean Kamala?
Trump didn't
That's
do
who's
any of
running
that.
this country.
I'm sorry. I'll just give me 1 second. I'll be back, Parker. You can deal with this guy.
Okay, for sure.
If you're gonna vote for Biden, you're gonna vote for Kamala Harris. That's it. She had one.
well,
she had
would
one
you rather
job.
vote for Kamala Harris or
Protect
Donald
the
Trump?
border. She had one job: protect the
Wait,
border.
would you rather
What
vote
did
for
she do?
Kamala? Wait. You said that she has one job, yet she's controlling everything, and that Biden's not doing anything. So is she president overall, or is she not president overall? Which one is it?
She's back in every decision. She's guiding Biden. I mean, look at him on stage. You can't
Wait, so
talk
is
publicly.
she determining, or is he
Someone's-
determining?
She's determining what Biden's got to write and sign and do.
Really? So can you give me any evidence of that?
The border.
Okay, so that's not evidence. But here, I'll ask you this question. Right, why would you rather vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris?
For one, a lot of illegal immigrants are flowing through the United States and taking away a lot of jobs. They're coming and raping and killing and
Wait,
and
I'm going to stop you there. Undocumented immigrants are 4 times as likely to commit violent crime than natural-born U.S. citizens. So if you're going to talk about people
Illegal
who are committing
immigrant.
crimes
I'm
and
talking
are
illegal.
raping people, well, you should talk about Donald Trump, who's literally been held liable
Why are
for sexual
why are
abuse.
the borders open?
Okay, the borders are not open right now. But again, if you care about criminals and rapists, you should care about Donald Trump because he's been held illegally responsible for sexual abuse, defamation. And he also has been found to be convicted of 34 felonies for falsifying business records with the explicit reason of undermining stories related to like affecting his election prospects. So that's the predicate crime. Here, I send you a thing to unmute.
All right. I'm back. I appreciate your patience. You know, it's hard to get in your life, so I appreciate you being patient with me.
Of course.
So I'm just gonna go. I got everything lined up now. I'm just gonna, you asked why I voted, why I want to vote for Trump. So I'm just gonna spiel some stuff off if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Okay. Trump signed a bill to require airports to provide spaces for breastfeeding moms. I know that doesn't sound like much, but he comes out, he gets portrayed as a misogynist, a woman hater,
I have no issue with that.
everything like that.
But I mean, I do think he's a misogynist.
Okay. Trump signed a law to make cruelty to animals a federal felony. So animal abusers face harder sentences.
I don't have an issue with that.
Violent crime was falling every 2 years.
Violent
While he
crime
was in
fell under
office.
Biden's administration as well.
That's nice. Trump signed a bill making CBD and hemp legal.
Okay. I mean, it was already legal in plenty of states before that.
Yeah, but
even in Iowa, I grew up in Iowa. Even there, it was legal.
hemp or like recreational marijuana.
No, CBD. And also, I can kick
Okay.
you now because you can't say that on the live. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, like you can't say like the particular terminology. Like I would love to continue that conversation, but I don't want to get age restricted on the live because then that kills the stream. But yeah, Jake, go for it. What were you saying?
No, I mean, honestly, I don't care who anybody votes for. That's why we're all, Americans. We're all citizens. We have the right to choose who we want to vote for. I respect why you're voting for Biden, and you should respect why all of us are voting for Trump. And
When you say respect,
what's your
like, what do you mean?
purpose of going on here? Are you trying to bash everybody that's voting for Trump?
I think Trump
That's
is
my question.
I think Trump is a threat to this country. I think people shouldn't vote for Trump. So my goal is to get people to not vote for Trump.
Okay. I respect that. And my goal is to get people to not vote for Biden. I mean, that's not my goal. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't bash on people who vote for who. That's I mean, fuck. That's why we're citizens. That's why there was a gunman sitting on top of a building shooting at Trump because of shit like this. People
No,
are.
I don't think it's
People are
because of shit
trying
like
to
this.
force people to vote for someone that they don't want to vote for.
No.
That's not. That's
So his classmates came out and said that he was conservative, right? There were people that were his neighbors that said that he had pro-Trump signs in his lawn. Okay, so
But he was a Democrat. His mom was
No.
a Democrat.
no, he was a
Democrat.
registered Republican.
He
He was a registered
registered as a
Republican, and he voted
Republican.
in 2022.
But that was days before so he was off the wall. You obviously know he was off the wall. So he was off the wall, and he registered as a Republican days before he shot at Trump.
No,
and
that's
then
completely
his-
false. He registered as a that person got the flag. So he registered as a Republican in 2021 and then voted in 2022. Not even in the midterms. He voted in the or not in the primaries. He voted in the midterms. My bad.
And who did he vote for? Was it a Republican or a Democrat?
Yeah, he voted for Republican. He was a
specified or
registered
no?
Republican. He voted for Republican. For the people who say he donated
So that sounds to
for the
me
people who
like
say he
setup.
donated to like a thing, he was 17 at the time, and it was also in a different. If you look at the thing, it was a person from, not from Pennsylvania, or not from where he was, but from I think it was from Pittsburgh or something. Thank you for the hand art. Thank you so much. So that was associated with a different Thomas Cooks.
My question for you. Did you watch his last post he posted on, I think it was TikTok or Instagram, that kid? I think his last name was Crooks.
Crooks, yeah.
Yeah.
I said Crooks.
Well, his last
so
post
he didn't
said,
post,
he said that
wasn't
he
him.
was a Democrat. And
That wasn't him. He had no social media.
that wasn't him?
Yeah, it wasn't him.
Because that was flowing through TikTok.
Yeah,
left
yeah.
and right.
I know it was flowing on TikTok. There were a lot of people claiming to do that. It's really dumb. But he didn't have any social media.
Crazy. Well, hey, man, I'm going to go.
I
Nice
appreciate
talking to you. And like I said, respect the fact that, you know, you get to choose who you vote for. You're voting for Biden. That's cool. You know, just don't be bashing everybody that's voting for someone that you don't like. You know, that's different.
Well, I'll give you reasons why he's a bad person. I don't think you should vote for him. But I appreciate you coming up.
Bye.
People are saying Parker wants him to not be a left-wing person so bad. No, I'm just acknowledging the facts. Push the hearts. Thank you so much. I actually would have expected it to be a left-wing person. That's what I originally expected. But all the evidence indicates otherwise. Chat, like literally all the evidence. If you're MAGA, type in the comment section right now, and I'll bring you up. If you're MAGA.
You just love spreading lies on here, bro. Just like Trump was golfing, right? He was golfing the day after the shooting and wasn't wearing a bandage. That's been debunked.
I
Your
never
buddy-
said that. I never
Your
said
buddy,
that.
yeah, you did. I was in your live yesterday when you said it.
I never
and
said
also,
that.
And why don't
I
you
promise
look up,
you I never said that. Also,
why don't you look
also,
up? the-
why do you
don't
like joining my live so much if you don't like me and you just
Bro,
get angry?
why don't you? Because I hate when you spread lies, and I like to tell people that you're spreading lies. Why don't you look up
I'm
the
not
donation?
spreading lies.
Okay, so why don't you look up
That's
the
not him.
donation? No, it's the same zip code as Bethel Park, bro, where the shooting was. So you don't
Can you
have
show me?
no
Can
idea
you
what
show
you're
me?
talking about.
Wait, can
I
you
saw
show
it
me?
today. Go look it up.
I'd love to see it because I would
Show
accept
it
that.
to-
If
show it.
that's true, I will accept that.
All right. So look
Where
it up.
does it? Give me the zip code. What was the zip code?
It was like 11075. It's something similar to that.
Adrian, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
I mean, I could look it up for you if you'd like.
Yeah, go for it. Find it and come back.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get another person up as well. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone. All right, let's get this next individual. To give it a second, y'all. Because the one that he's referencing, that it was from Pittsburgh, not Bethel Park.
Parker, you always bring up Snopes to fact check things. Why don't you look at Snopes?
I don't bring up Snopes to fact check things.
And I've seen you do it before.
No, that's what people bring up for the Ashley Biden thing, and then I might have brought it up to a conservative once because they always bring it up for Ashley Biden.
All right.
But
Well,
that's, like, the
according
only
to them,
context I'd bring it up.
it's true. So there's one piece of evidence.
Okay,
I'll
wow.
find another one for you.
I'd love to see it. Yeah, because you know me, Chad. I always say Snopes is my source. Always say that, definitely, for sure. I've said it so many times. The most amount of times you see Parker, he just lies all the time. He lies so much. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
Yeah, are you voting for Trump?
Parker, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you driving?
Yeah, I'm voting for Trump and I'm 24. No.
You're not driving?
Nah.
Well, your connection is bad, so I'm gonna go on to the next person anyway. It seems like you got some MAGA mobile there. I don't know what the MAGA mobile is going on there. What in the MAGA mobile? Well, let's get this next person up here.
Is Yahoo News a reliable source? That's a liberal thing.
Yeah, what's the title?
Hello.
Yeah, what's up? Are you voting Trump?
Yes, I am. Hey, listen. Talk to this guy real quick because I'm just doing something real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
We got to put away this table.
What were you saying, NY?
Fact check Yahoo News.
Yeah, I can't hear you because you're swiping out of the app.
I'll have to
You
read
gotta
it.
remember and then tell me.
Okay, yes, it says fact check news. Yes, the shooter donated money to a Democratic cause. Same one, by the way, same one that pays Harry. Defending
That's
democracy, Act Blue. Yeah,
No,
same
dude,
exact
there's
one.
no way. Let me see this. Let's see this, because that's not what I've seen at all. All right. Okay, so they say the Progressive Turnout Project on Inauguration Day is not the same as that, one. And then two, where does it post the source? Because if you look at his voter registration, that just indicates he's Republican. And it also still didn't provide anything that shows that the $15 he gave was from him.
Bro, news sources wouldn't be confirming that it's true if it wasn't, especially if they're liberal sources.
No, dude,
so I can keep
come
looking
on,
things up for you.
come on,
Bro,
give me a
I keep
source.
looking things up. Like you're
There was
ridiculous.
plenty
It would
of
say
misinformation.
unverified, not
There was
sure.
plenty of
All of them are saying
misinformation.
it's true.
There was
Okay,
plenty of
guys,
misinformation
whatever you
coming
want,
out
bro.
about the election.
Guys, I wish everyone would just stop talking for a second about, oh, is he a Republican? Is he a liberal? Why not look at it like this? Why the hell would a registered Republican who probably likes Trump shoot Trump? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't make sense, but that's what specifically.
So then
happened.
what does make sense? So then let's look at it. Why is it that a Republican would shoot at Trump?
So again, why would a Republican shoot at Trump? There are plenty of things. One, it could be the case that he was specifically looking for intention. So one, it could be like he wasn't known before, now he wants to be known after. So it's kind of like a popularity type event.
Here, let me give you another. Let me give you another reason.
secondly,
Let me give you
there's-
another reason people register Republican and
Secondly, you know John Lennon?
All right, another thing.
How did John Lennon die?
Do you guys think
hold,
that...
hold on, before we move on to the next thing, let me just say something. Pennsylvania is a closed whatever you call it, election place. So in order to vote in the primaries, you have to be either Republican or Democrat. So what a ton of people did that election, because they did not want Trump to win. What?
He didn't vote in the primaries. He voted in the election.
No, bro. He wasn't old enough to vote in an election. What are you talking
He
about?
was
No,
old
he
enough to
wasn't.
vote in 2022. Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He voted in the mid.
You can literally see his voting history.
You see, you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not
up here.
trolling. You can literally
So,
look
like
at
I
his
was
voting
saying,
history. He literally voted in 2022.
Wait, I
not in the
don't think
primaries.
I don't think you could actually see who someone voted for. What are you talking
There was
about?
no presidential election in 2022.
Okay, pull up who I voted for. Can you pull up who I voted for?
Well, I'd have to have your name and information, and I don't think you want to tell us on the line.
Parker, what election was in 2022, bro?
Hold on, Parker. Can you pull up who someone voted for?
Do you want me to pull up his voting history?
No, but I want to know what election was in 2022. What presidential election was in 2022?
It wasn't a
Parker?
presidential election. I was saying it was midterms. Are you really that ridiculous? 2022?
No, you said he voted in the election. What do you say?
Yeah, midterms are an election, dude. Are you trolling?
Come on, bro.
That's what I said. I said he voted in the midterms.
That's an election. Oh my god.
Yeah,
bro.
do you know why he voted in that? Because a ton of people voted in that, so Trump wouldn't get the nomination.
That would be the
Voted
primaries.
against-
That would be the primary, not the fucking midterm.
No.
God, this guy's so dense.
Man, this guy's so dense. I'm supposed to be on your side, New York. You're making it hard.
Well, that's what he did.
Dude, yeah, even Paulie's after you, bro. Fuck. So,
All right,
Paulie,
but
what
look,
was the thing
I
you
don't
were
know much
questioning?
about-
I can bring
I
up
don't-
the voting history.
I don't know much about the shooter, but the thing is, can you actually search up like which president someone's voted for? Because I want to see who the hell my vote counted for.
Yeah, you can.
All right, how? I live in Michigan. How do I do it?
Yeah, look up. Literally, just look up Michigan voter history, or you can like search up your voter registration. Those are the typical ways.
Are you talking about who I'm registered to vote for?
Yeah, they have. I'm pretty sure they have public records associated with it. That's how they got this information, at least.
I don't think. I think you could just see who I'm
I can
registered.
pull up the
for.
voting history if you'd like.
I don't think you can pull up like who I voted for.
So then, how do we get the information about him, who he voted for?
No, I'm saying for a presidential election. I don't think you can pull up like who your vote counted for.
Well, we're talking about midterms here.
No, I want to know for myself
say-
because I voted for Trump, and I have a feeling that my vote got switched to Biden because I got something in the mail with my name on it saying thank you for the support for the Biden-Harris administration.
Yeah, it's a joke. People were like sending those
What?
those fake things is like a joke.
I hope it's a joke. I want our elections to be secure. I want to believe in our elections. Real shit.
Yeah, no, you can look it up and you can verify it. I think it's different depending on the state, so you might have to look up the state, like your state stuff for that. But I'm almost positive you can.
Well, Parker, how would you like me to debunk you today?
Whatever you'd like to do.
Well, would we want to talk about what your thing says?
Yeah, what about it?
You believe he's found liable for grape?
Well, he was held legally responsible for sexual abuse, which is now defined under New York law as rape. So yeah.
When did they change the law?
2023. After.
Was this after? So how can you go back to a case prior to it and then say?
So they didn't go back to it. But what I'm saying is, currently, as defined under the law, it would be considered rape, and under our own definitions, it would be considered rape as well.
But legally, Donald Trump was not found
legally
guilty.
at that time. It was not considered rape, but legally now it's considered rape, and
If
we
the case was
colloquially
tried to
defined. Do you think forceful penetration against someone's will is rape?
Hold on, but you don't have any evidence of him doing any forceful penetration. Can you pull up?
Yeah, we actually
what
do.
evidence?
So
Okay,
can you,
what
can you-
evidence
can you
is
listen?
submitted?
Can you listen for a second? Well,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
again, as it relates to the context of the story, right? Do you agree forceful penetration against someone's will is rape?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what was determined in the particular case, right? They determined that the provision of her stories that was given, right, was accurate, right, because it was clarified based upon therapist notes at the time, right, which were able to justify the time frame, along with multiple of her friends that were able to justify the time frame. There were plenty of pieces of evidence used to do that, along with the case that there was a dress, which he didn't even submit his DNA. So we have kind of a dichotomy here we can reference. Right? If it is the case that he is guilty, we would expect him to not give up his DNA, right, because it would show his guilt. If it is the case that he is not guilty, we would expect him to give up his DNA, as it would determine his innocence.
When you're talking about DNA on the dress, they found DNA of what?
They found unidentified male DNA. Thank you for
So you're talking about like the stuff that comes out of the pee-pee?
Yeah.
Okay, so just because they found that. And Trump didn't want to give up his DNA. Approached by a lot of people in the DNC, asking her to come.
All conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it is.
So,
You can say
so you can say you believe in conspiracy theory, but then that just contradicts the idea of you not accepting the civil court based upon preponderance of evidence because there's not enough evidence. So for conspiracies, you don't require evidence to believe them, but apparently you require a standard of evidence for rape cases.
Where's your standard of evidence? We're talking about witnesses.
Yes,
You even know the witnesses' names?
so the civil
What's
court
the
case.
witnesses' names?
So the civil court case specifically is predicated off of the dress particularly.
Exactly.
So there are other pieces of evidence not submitted in the case that's not taken into account,
Parker,
and
let me
it still
speak.
meet the criteria of preponderance of evidence.
I know. You're reading off ChatGPT, but let me speak.
I'm
So
literally
the
playing
testimonial-
2K. I'm literally playing 2K.
No, you're not. The
Yes, I am.
testimonial.
I have 2 minutes, 15 seconds in my game right now.
Okay, the testimonials from E. Jean Carroll were one of the witnesses, right? Then you had the two friends who were the eyewitnesses. Then you have Trump's deposition, which was the video excerpts from Donald Trump's deposition where he would play during the trial.
Where he mistook
played it
Eugene
during the
Carroll
trial.
for his ex-wife when he also said that.
No.
He also said
No,
that
where-
he
where
wouldn't
Trump
sexually abuse her
denied-
because she's quote-unquote
No,
not his type.
They submitted evidence in the court of Trump denying the allegations and said that's evidence of him denying.
No, listen. The reason why they brought that up specifically is because he said he wouldn't have first of all, defamation. Second of all, he said he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type.
Defamation.
But then in the deposition, mistook E. Jean Carroll for his ex-wife. So his ex-wife looks similar enough to E. Jean Carroll that he's going to mistake the two, but she's also quote unquote not his type.
Wait, hold on. hold on. Either way, there was very inconsistent accounts in this.
That's not inconsistent. No,
There was a lot of inconsistencies.
What
Hold
was
on,
the
hold on.
inconsistency?
Hold
Name
on.
one.
Yes, there was a lot. So there
Name
was
one.
variations in her narrative could suggest
Name one.
character witnesses. The witnesses themselves had inconsistent accounts.
Name
They're
one
two
inconsistent
friends,
account in specific.
I'll give you them. Hold on. Okay, what do you want to know exactly? Because there was
Name one inconsistent account in specific.
I will. Okay. So she told one of the friends. Let me see. Carol mentioned that she so she told two friends. She apparently told two friends two different things. So one of them. Let me go to it. Lisa Bernick's testimony. Lisa had an immediate reaction where she told Carol to go to the authorities, and then Carol Martin's testimony was she told her to just reflect on the incident, see how you feel. So obviously that would say that
That's not an inconsistency. That's just two friends giving two different advice.
Oh, and use of the term rape. Rape.
Yes.
Bernbeck recalled Carol explicitly know that.
Describe
How
to me
would you know that.
Describe it as.
So are you talking about Carol Martin's? So she said
You said the one who didn't describe it as great. Tell me what they described it
I'll tell
as.
you, Martin's reaction was more about disbelief, trying to understand the context of what Carol was saying. She focused on the bizarre and unexpected nature of the event rather than the criminal aspect.
What did she hear that the event? The
name?
person.
I'll find it right now.
In the meantime, Venmo Cash App in the bio. Just give it a little bit in the meantime, though.
E. Jean Carroll mentioned that the incident occurred.
I like how you didn't know these things before. You're searching them up right now, and it is the case. You still dispute the case. It's very funny.
Wait. You're asking me for specific things as like sources, right? This is from Politico.
And what does it say? Thank you for the confetti. Thank you so much.
It said E. Jean Carroll testified that Martin Carroll came to her a day or two after the alleged incident and said, "Trump attacked me." Martin described Carroll as visibly upset and stated that she advised Carroll against taking any steps in response due to Trump's significant legal resources and potential retaliations. So that's what she said.
And this is to who?
This is to Carroll, E. Jean Carroll.
No, E. Jean Carroll. Who's the friend?
So they're both their last names.
Who's the
are
friend in this scenario that said this?
Both their last names are Carroll, so it just makes it, I guess, a little confusing when I'm talking. Or I'm sorry, her first name's Carol.
So you're not. Okay, so
yeah, two Carols. But either way, that's just one of the examples. Right? There's more.
Yeah. So again, so
the time frames didn't make sense. Like,
hold up. What's it called? I want you to describe what she specifically said in quotes.
Who?
So here, I'll give you an example. Right. The first person, Bernbach said, Eugene said to me many times, he pulled down my tights, almost like she couldn't believe it just had happened to her. Bernbach said, Carol described Trump forcing his fingers and then his male member into her.
Did you say Bernbach?
Into her member.
We're not talking about Bernbach.
I'm giving you an example of the different individuals. What's it called? So there was another person that claimed he was trying to kiss me. He was trying to pull me up towards him. He was grabbing my breasts. Right. It was when he started putting his hand up my skirt that gave me a jolt. Right. That's one. Right. There are plenty of these listed.
You're talking about.
Tell me. I want you to describe the set of events the same way. No, you're not. No, I'm not. I want you to, like, in the same way that I just read the quote of describing the events, I want you to read the quote of describing the events.
You want me to?
Because you said that, they didn't use the word grape, but I just literally explained these circumstances without using the word grape, yet we still agree that this is SA.
No, I don't believe that he even did any of this. I don't think there's enough evidence to prove he did any of this.
Yeah, so you don't think there's enough evidence to prove these things, yet you believe the election was stolen?
Who said I believe the election was stolen?
Oh, sorry, I must have been thinking about the other.
Oh
person.
yeah, you are thinking of it.
So but you did believe one of those conspiracies earlier,
Which
right,
one?
without the
Hold
context.
on. You just 10 minutes ago you said Trump's a threat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you believe he's a threat to this nation, wouldn't you also say that a threat should be eliminated?
I don't think threats should be eliminated by killing people. I think threats should be eliminated by voting them out of office.
Okay, so you're on the same side. So you're not like Destiny, where he believes that he doesn't even condemn the shooter. You're not
I condemn the shooter.
Okay, thank God. So why?
I mean, he literally shot an innocent person.
Why don't you have Destiny's take? Where Destiny,
I think it's pretty insane.
I mean, that's a lot of people on the left right now. I
don't think a lot of people on the left hold that view.
A lot of people on the left believe.
No, you're just taking one person who has a large platform, and you're literally assuming all people on the left are like that because of one person with a large.
And then
platform.
also, what else do the left always lie about? Like Project 2025, right?
Wait, why are you completely pivoting after not acknowledging what I just said?
You want to stick on one topic? We can keep sticking on one topic.
No, I'm not just saying we have to stick on one topic, but like you just didn't acknowledge what I said, and you immediately moved to a different thing.
What was it that you said again?
I was okay. So I mean, you can go and talk about that other thing. I don't really care. I was just saying that like if you want to make a point, just bring it up, acknowledge what I have to say. Don't just move on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
You said Project 2025 is a lie. It's not a lie. There's plenty of affiliations between the Trump administration and Project 2025. There have been things that JD Vance has specifically advocated for that are very similar to Project 2025, like getting rid of people in the executive branch and then also literally replacing them with loyalists. That's something that explicitly JD Vance has literally believed.
Hold on,
and has said on interviews.
Do you believe that Project 2025 calls for the end of contraceptives?
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It calls for the limiting of plenty of contraceptives.
You can go on their X account right now and you can go see it. And not only
wait,
on the Heritage Foundation
stuff.
Yeah,
from what I've read, it absolutely does.
No, it doesn't. This is more lies that the left keeps pushing onto young minds like yourself.
Yeah. So can you tell me what it says about contraceptives then?
So ban contraceptives. This is from their Twitter, by the way. Ban contraceptives. False. Mandate for leadership says nothing about banning or restricting any contraceptives. They don't even have anything in there that talks about contraceptives, let alone banning them.
All right. Well,
and no fault of divorce. This is another thing
that's just them claiming. All right, and we're sourcing Twitter here. That's actually crazy.
Oh,
go to yes.
The Heritage Foundation.
All right, let's pull this up. All right. Okay. Do you want to talk in the meantime while I pull this up?
Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, for everyone in here, if you're a Democrat, I think you deserve to vote for whoever you'd like. I don't think any of you are really too excited to vote for your guy. He's a mess. Even a lot of Democrats like Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian on the Young Turks, they don't want him. And
so eliminate the week after pill.
You have guys like Parker who they love Biden. I don't know why, but I don't know if they're
love. I don't love.
But yeah, so
where'd you get that? I love Biden.
I don't know. Do you love Biden?
No, I don't love Biden. I just think he's better than Trump.
So, if Biden gave you a hug, would you smile?
What? That's such a weird thing to ask me.
Do you want him to sniff you?
Do you want Donald Trump to sexualize your fifth grader daughter?
Do you want Biden to call?
Do you want Trump to sexually abuse your sister?
Do you want Biden to call your 10-year-old good looking?
Can you give me a source that indicates that?
Yes,
I
can.
Yeah, I'd love to. Love to see it.
Hold on. Okay, I can pull it up, but go ahead.
You want your son to call his daughter voluptuous?
Say that again.
You want your son in the future to call his daughter voluptuous? Say you date his daughter if it wasn't his daughter. Say he did sex with his daughter if it wasn't his daughter. He wants to. Say yeah to Howard Stern calling his daughter a piece of ass.
Do you want your son to shower with your little daughter?
You don't have evidence of that. So specifically, as it relates to the context of the Ashley Biden diary, I do believe that she has a diary that exists, right? But we don't have contents of it actually verified, because it is the case that she's come out and said that there have been false accusations lobbed at people that she cares about that defame her and people she cares about. So the main two accusations are going to be that she showered with her father and that someone like that her father raped her, which her father raped her is not even listed in like the claimed diary thing. And the other thing that is claimed, right? Again, that's not verified because we'd have to have her specifically say it, because that gives us reason to believe it's not. Like it could possibly be a false accusation, and it also we'd have to have a handwriting professional to indicate that it's the same handwriting. So either of those two things, her confirmation or the handwriting professional indicating that, would give me better reason to believe it. I currently don't have that right now.
Right. So you can't find anything about banning contraceptives.
Wait, no, I wasn't talking about that right there. You just didn't listen to me at all. What was I just talking about?
Well, yeah, I know what you were talking about. You were talking about Ashley Biden's diary, but then at the end you said something, which I thought you were...
I never even talked about that.
I know, but I thought what you said at the end, you were referring to what you're looking up, because I saw you looking at your phone.
Yeah, I'm still looking to find it. It's like a very long mandate. It's like hella pages, like 900. So obviously, like I'm not gonna have like 1 second to be able to find it. Like that's just not how it works.
Yeah, they don't have anything.
What do you mean they don't have anything?
Project 2025 does not mention banning contraceptives on its official website. The
does it mention restricting it by maybe not providing access through Medicare or Medicaid?
Wait, so wait.
Is that restricting?
Now you're no. The narrative that the left keeps running with is that
they're restricting contraceptive usage.
No, they want to. They completely. Okay, here it is, right here. I have what this guy Mark Hamill posted, right? Complete ban on abortions without exceptions. Ban contraceptives. This is what they put in the Project 2025. They make like this flyer, and they have all the bullet points listed of what Project 2025 is. And no-fault divorce, complete ban on abortions without exceptions. These are all false. These are not in any of the doctrine. And I didn't know this until today. I am a Republican, and I believed that some of these were true, and they're not true, because the left loves to lie. They just love to play this.
For the people who are saying 449, everyone, is it 449 at the bottom of the page? Because I don't see a 4. Yeah, I don't see that.
Yep, because it doesn't exist, buddy.
No, it's just this is a really long document.
I know, because Republicans actually care about policy, and Democrats clearly don't. Just like Biden. I know you love to talk about...
This is a very long... He literally has proposed many things. I don't know what you're talking about.
You love to talk about the CHIPS Act as if it's a accomplishment from Joe Biden, when it was started by Republicans in 2020, June of 2020. And that's a fact.
So is it against... Do you think Project 2025 is against access to the abortion pill?
So the abortion pill, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, so they do. They absolutely do against the abortion pill.
Isn't that a fairly newer thing?
But that's in it. I just read it.
What does it say?
Yeah, so I'll read it. Abortion pills pose the single greatest threat to unborn children in post-Roe world. The rate of chemical abortion in the United States has increased more than 150% in the past decade. More than half of annual abortions in the U.S. are chemical rather than surgical. The abortion pill regimen is typically a 2-part process. It's just going to go into the explain.
So don't you think we should limit
it says reverse its approval of chemical abortion drugs because the politicized approval process was illegal from the start. That's what it claims. So it wants to get rid of access to the abortion pill.
No, it wants to reduce.
That's getting rid of access to the abortion
pill. It wants to limit the use of abortion pill, but that's not really legally. But they don't want a complete ban, right? And by the way, that's two different things. We're talking about contraceptives, and you're talking about abortion. So stick to the topic. Contraceptives.
I was talking about restricted access to these types of things.
You're pairing them together. Contraceptives and abortion are two different things.
Yeah. So when they prohibit Planned Parenthood funding from receiving Medicaid funds, does that reduce access to contraceptives?
Wait, say that again.
When they prohibit Planned Parenthood from receiving Medicaid funds, does that reduce access to contraceptives?
No.
Really?
No.
That's funny. So yeah, that absolutely does reduce access to contraceptives because Planned Parenthood does provide contraceptives.
Okay, so reducing the funding to Planned Parenthood, you're somehow now going to associate that with limiting or a complete ban of contraceptives?
No,
Because you
I
guys
never said
know-
complete. I said restrictions.
I'm telling you what your party's claiming on the news every single day.
Dude, I don't.
That
So
they want a
wait,
complete
wait,
ban of
Collie, do you want me to sit up here and talk about how your party right now, after the RNC convention, is specifically mad that your vice president has a wife that's not white? Or how they're mad that the corn star was speaking at the RNC?
Is that on Fox
Or
News?
how they're mad, or how they're Nick Fuentes, that's a person on the right.
Hold on,
They're mad
but
about
you
that. They're
guys-
so fucking mad. They're on Twitter fucking getting so angry
Hold
that
on, I
people
don't
who
care
are
about-
non-white were speaking at the event, at the
I don't
convention.
care about that idiot Nick Fuentes. I don't give a shit about him.
I'm giving you an so in the same fucking way that you bring up people on the left, and you're like, oh, there are a bunch of people on the left. Hold, let me explain my point. Can I explain my point? When you say there are a bunch of people on the left, all these people believe these things that are bad, and then you're trying to associate that with me, I can do the same thing with you.
Parker, wouldn't you say that mainstream media holds a responsibility not to lie constantly to the American people because it's dangerous?
I think they do, but I think that both right-wing and left-wing media has been responsible for that. Why do you think that Fox used in their fucking arguments in court that no reasonable person would believe them?
Right, and I agree with you. I don't care. I think it's terrible when either one of them lie. But you have them right now. I guarantee you I could turn on MSNBC.
And that's for Trump election lies, right?
No, hold on. What they're doing is they're creating all this fear around Project 2025 as if it's going to end democracy and it's going to end the
Robin, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. It's definitely bad.
2025 is not that bad. It's really not.
No, it's pretty bad. It's not a good thing.
Is it going to end democracy?
I don't think it's going to end democracy, but it's definitely going to make it worse.
Really? So, like, what part of it?
Oh my God, there's a Harry Sisson for prison shirt. That's so crazy.
What part of it?
Sorry, can you ask the question again? Someone sent me that this is a thing.
What part of the That's terrible. But what part of Project 2025 is going to end democracy?
I never said that, bro. I literally said that it's going to make it worse off because they believe in unitive executive theory, which particularly means that they want to like get rid of 50,000 executive individuals like in government and then replace it with Trump loyalists.
Wait, where does it say Trump loyalists? They said they don't.
They say people that align with the party. So obviously, in an application to this, it would be a Trump loyalist.
Hold on. It's a concept in constitutional law that asserts that all executive power resides with the President of the United States. This theory holds that the President possesses the authority to control the entire executive branch and its agencies without interference from other branches of government, such as Congress and judiciary. Here are key points. Key point number 1, centralized control. The theory emphasizes that the President should not have complete control over the executive branch. So basically,
you can also hear Ro Khanna specifically talk to a like the lead of Project 2025, where he says, "Oh, under this, can you fire?"
But do you even know what that means? Like, is that something bad?
Yeah, I do think that's bad because then it specifically is meant to keep people under the exact same ideology without question, and it's what he's specifically using to engage in more authoritarianism.
Wait, really? So do you not believe that the President has full power over the executive branch?
I don't think that they should have full power like that over the executive branch.
But isn't that their branch?
Without, by the way, that's saying without checks and balances, without oversight of the legislative or judicial branch. That's what I'm saying is crazy.
Hold on, isn't that in constitutional law?
No, there's checks and balances.
Right, but I'm talking about just this one branch.
They don't have full control over every aspect of the executive branch without oversight. That's wrong.
Hold on. I think you're wrong here. But you may be right. Let me check.
Okay. Meantime, everyone, do tap that screen. Let's get to 1 million likes, everyone. Keep sharing the live. If you want to talk to me, type MAGA in the comment section right now, and I'll bring you up. We still got a few hours left on the live, everyone. Still got a bit. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo and Cash App is in the bio, everyone.
And okay, even if it's probably not something that should happen, I wouldn't throw out all of Project 2025 and say that it's all bad, because even the founder himself said these are just things that 110.
I think it's mostly bad.
Like, okay, so I wouldn't say it's mostly bad either. I think there's definitely some things in here that are really good. But either way, they already said that they have no affiliation with President Trump. So
yeah, so when he says he has no affiliation, there are multiple people of his party that are affiliated with it, that were in his administration that are affiliated with it. He also lied about it. He said he knew nothing about it, but then he vehemently disagrees with aspects of it.
yeah, I mean, you're talking about in his Truth Social post where he said it like twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think he can disagree with it, because I think looking at what the RNC convention has put forth is more accurate than Project 2025, some random bullshit. I mean, weren't people also talking about Project 2030, something from the Democrats, and how they want to do all these crazy things?
I don't know what you're referencing. Tell me, what is it?
I'm pretty sure there's something called Project 2030.
Give me
About this, I never looked into it, but it's a thing. Project 2030. They have a website, and it's something for the left.
Kayla, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to check those.
Yeah, but do we want to talk about like what Biden's accomplishments have been so far?
Yeah, we can. Go for it.
Okay. So I heard you talking about HBCU funding, and while it is true that Joe Biden did provide $16 billion in capital financing and capital financing debt relief for 45 HBCUs, it was nowhere near what Trump did, the $255 million. And by the way, it was false for you to just say that it was just $255 million. It's more than that.
What is the other?
So it's $255 million in permanent funding every single year, permanently, because he actually signed an.
That's less than what's being given under Biden and given under Obama.
Yeah, but this is permanent funding. What Biden and Obama did was not permanent.
Wait, so you understand that as it relates to the context of permanent funds, how long it would take to be able to get that type of funding?
Right.
And also,
like 60 years or something to get what Biden provided. But Biden's relief is not fully. A lot of it is just capital debt relief. A lot
and
of
that's
it
just in 4 years of Biden.
Yeah, the only actual
and then also
was the $2.7 billion.
Yeah, let's say that one more time.
The only actual funding he gave him was the $2.7 billion through the American Rescue Plan.
No, he gave $16 billion. That's a lie. Val, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but that $16 billion isn't just all like money to them. He gave him $1.6 billion in capital finance debt relief.
For HBCUs.
Yes, and then he gave him $2.7 billion in funding, and then maybe a little bit more.
Wait,
but
so that's extra funding. That's even more than 16 then.
No. 1.6.
No, that 2.7 would be a part of the 16 billion.
Yes, it's part. I'm giving you the full breakdown.
Okay.
But yeah, there was additional need-based grants and Pell grants and other federal programs that supported HBCUs. But Donald Trump putting together the Future Act, where they have a permanent authorization of $255 million in annual funding for HBCUs and other minority serving institutions, is pretty damn good. I mean, we're talking about way past himself. He's going to die, and they're still going to be funding HBCUs. You know,
unless they change the policy. And also, if it was the case that if we look at it as a tax policy that way, well, then his tax policy would negatively impact the middle class, right?
Wow.
Because if you don't have a restructuring of the tax policy to bring in new tax policy, it decreases after-tax income for the lowest quintile and for the middle class, while increasing it for the top 1%, top 0.1%, and the highest quintile.
Are you talking about the tax cuts?
Yeah, from the years past 2025, that continually goes. So if we talk about the permanent tax cuts, it negatively impacts middle class. Unless you have a new tax policy that would continue it.
You believe his tax cuts were bad?
I believe that we should have kept the tax cuts for people making under 400,000 and increase the taxes for people over 400,000.
But then if you increase the taxes for, like, let's say wealthier people that own businesses and corporations, don't you think that
their personal income?
What about corporate tax?
Yeah, so the corporate tax, what you're referencing, actually, if we look at Scandinavian countries, they have it at a relatively lower rate. But they have higher individual income tax rates and capital gains rates and stuff like that.
Let's talk about the let's talk about the corporate tax. Do you believe that corporations are paying too little of tax right now? Because I know that's a big talking point on the left.
So yeah, I think it should be relative to what we have in Nordic countries.
Why are you referencing Nordic countries?
Because I'm a social democrat.
Well, you do realize these Nordic countries are a lot different than what the U.S. is, because we have a higher population, we have more GDP. Like, a lot of things are different.
I don't think those are relevant differences insofar as that we wouldn't be able to apply these.
And then, like, on top of that, why would a company be incentivized to stay in the U.S. if you increase corporate tax on them?
Because we have one of the biggest markets in the world.
Well, they can still bring their product here. Why not build it somewhere else then?
Because as it relates to building it somewhere, they already do build it other places and then bring it here.
Mm-hmm. So, like, do you think John Deere trying to leave the U.S. is a bad thing? Because now they want their tractors and everything in a different country, Mexico.
Yeah, so obviously I would prefer, right, them staying in a place that has better labor standards. I would like to extend those labor standards around the world. But it is the case that this is a modern fact of our economy, right? And in order to be able to keep them in the United States, you essentially have to tax consumers, which is very, very bad for the economy.
What do you mean by tax consumers?
Tariffs.
So why did Joe Biden keep the tariffs from China if it's so bad for consumers? The Trump tariffs on China.
Wait, say that one more time?
Trump enacted tariffs on China.
Yeah, he wants to increase them to 10% on every good coming to the country.
Request me? Why did you request me?
Because you said you would never come in these lives ever again.
No. I'm telling everybody to leave your live. Just like last night, your little friend Harry went from 11,000 to 3,000. I'm telling everybody to get out of here. Unless you guys want to pray and calm the temperature of this, which I think.
So the reason why he had 3,000 is the same thing that's happening to me right now. It's because there's a following glitch on TikTok that comes in and goes out. So the proportion of people who are in the live who are following is a higher
Nobody
rate.
debate him. MAGA.
Why? What happened?
Republicans. You guys.
She's just mad.
No,
she's just mad
you
that
guys are telling lies and misinformation.
I'm not telling any lies.
Wait, lies and misinformation about what? I want to know. I want to know the tea. Spill the tea.
100%. 100%. And you and Harry put a call out on Marjorie Taylor Greene. You guys are not cooling the temperature down. You're heating it up with your propaganda and your bullshit.
Can you tell me what's propaganda and what's lies?
Every MAGA, get out of here. We have all made a pact to not follow you and to
Can you tell me what's propaganda and what's lies?
What's propaganda? How about posting the things that he was? I'm not even going to engage with you to have you keep me up here because you're getting more followers, and we are shutting you down.
I don't know why you're so mad. Like, it's just literally Michelle. Michelle, it's literally just engaging with the other side. You consider
condolences to the family. Meanwhile, he already raised $1 million.
I never even said
your
that.
Little buddy did. He said that.
Michelle. So I'll ask you this question, Michelle. Michelle, listen.
You don't get that. Will you pray with me? Will you pray with me for the temperature of the country to get calm? Will you pray with me right now?
Yeah.
He just called Trump a threat to the country.
Yeah, I do believe Trump is a threat to the country. That's
so
facts.
here, Lord, we're going to stand together.
Wait, before you, Michelle.
No.
Michelle, respectfully, I will pray with you, but I just want you to chill real quick. Like, in a certain sense, you're literally just saying you don't want to engage with conversation with me. You're saying I'm lying. You're not providing any circumstance where I lied. I can give you plenty more times where Trump lied.
Biden tests. Oh, breaking news, guys! Biden tests positive for COVID. Oh my gosh! Hey, I don't know if he could, bro. This is not good. That means Kamala is going to be president.
Little Crown, thank you so much. No, you saying that he's going to. But Michelle, Michelle, I want to have a genuine conversation with you, but it sounds like you just came up here just to like yell at me and be like, oh, everyone don't engage with this guy. Like I'm actually genuinely trying to engage in productive dialogue.
I thought Biden's vaccinated.
Let's pray. Let's pray. And listen, what you should do, Parker, is you should wait until the hearings next week. If you want to pray, we'll pray. Other than that,
okay, let's pray.
Okay, you want to start the prayer?
Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hello, Jesus.
Exactly. You don't have God in your heart. That's how you get away with all these lies. Here, I'll do it for you. Lord Jesus, right now, what we want right now, Jesus, is we want to unite as Americans right now. And we know that was your divine intervention that protected our president. Parker and Harry, that you one day, Harry and Parker will be able to tell the truth. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Have a good live, Harry and Parker. Watch your views go down again tonight.
I'm a full supporter and follower of saved. So you can be a Democrat and still be saved. You know what I mean? Like you really could.
Piper's mom, thank you for the $6.66, and Lou, thank you for the $6.66 as well. So yeah, I mean, obviously you believe that. I mean, I have my disagreement.
Wait, can I smoke a cigar on your live or no? Like
you can't now.
Okay, I'm not gonna turn off my camera.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, so I mean, another part that I would say is that I think there needs to be like a standout against people like using their religion to like influence people's politics as well. Bridget, thank you for the $6.68. Thank you so much. Because I do think that kind of makes it more divisive, right? Because one person could say, "Oh, I have my religion," another person says, "I have my religion," and there's no resolvement there, right? A Muslim says, "I follow Allah," right? A Christian says, right, they follow the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the Trinity, or whatever. Or if they're non-Trinitarian, it depends on the individual. But it just gets us nowhere. That's my point. So I think it's not relevant to political conversations at all. Thank you for the hearts.
Yeah. And I don't think because the thing is, when Jesus was here on earth, he didn't follow any politics. He wasn't on one side or the other. He hung out the sinners. I think
he was pretty much against rich people. He said it was harder for a rich person to get into heaven than it is for I'm pretty sure it's like a donkey to get in between the eye of a needle or something like that.
That wasn't specifically talking about just wealth. You need to understand the Bible. It's talking about when you think of yourself as it's like a rich person at heart, not monetary, not you having like a bunch of money. Because we know Matthew was a tax collector and he was wealthy and he was saved. We know that
they're not saying like it's impossible for them to be saved. They're just saying it's unlikely.
We're talking about people that are rich at heart, like basically people who look at themselves as better than everyone else. They have all this money and everything. Like almost like a perfect example would be like an Andrew Tate figure, you know? Like he thinks he's better than everyone, this and that. But yeah, like people like that. Not exactly if you're a millionaire or you have money, because I want to be rich. I want to have a lot of money, and I'm working hard to get there. And that's not going to stop me from being saved, because I still put God as.
What does it describe right before that passage? Does it describe someone with wealth, or does it describe someone who's being egotistical? Because I don't see anywhere in the Bible before that context that it describes people being egotistical. I think that's you superimposing an intent on the Bible that doesn't exist in that passage.
But then explain how there was plenty of wealthy people in the Bible who God blessed with wealth. Why would he bless wealth if it's evil?
Yeah. So again, what he's saying is the way that they use that wealth. That's what he's saying. Because they're not using it for the betterment of people. Thank you for the money gun. Thank you so much. They're using it for their own greed.
Listen, even I'm not going to say I know exactly what he's saying. I'm
not saying I know what he's saying, but he was referencing material wealth. You can literally see in the passage the idea that it's some ego or something like that. Right. I don't think is biblically justified, even from your own perspective.
If he's talking about material wealth, then let's look at this logically, right? Why is it that Matthew, who was materially wealthy, was saved, and then the other person who came up to Jesus asked him, "How can I be saved?" He was a rich man. He said, "How can I be saved? I'm perfect. I do everything right. Am I not saved?" And Jesus said, "Go and donate all your money and follow me, and then you can."
That's exactly what I mean.
He couldn't do it. It wasn't material. It was his heart. in his heart, he couldn't do it. He couldn't give up his money.
Yeah, because
loved his
he
money
couldn't
more
give
than
up his
he loved God.
material. So you could say it's related to his heart, but it's fundamentally predicated off of it rich and wealthy, meaning material wealth.
Well, that's it. You can interpret
The
that
only
way.
income that could be seen as like W-2 income that you would reference like that.
When it gets written in law, they're gonna. I guarantee you, they're gonna put only W-2 workers. It's not gonna be.
Well,
people
they might only put W-2.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Appreciate
it.
the
It's
confetti,
that
thank
easy.
you.
That's simple. We don't gotta.
Wait, can't you have a 1099 if you're like a bartender?
I don't think. I don't think so. No, I think it's you're employed by the because they still have to pay you an hourly wage. It's just low, so you are still employed.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think these things are likely, but
I think it's pretty likely that that could happen because he's been saying that a lot. So
I know he's been saying a lot, but that doesn't mean he's accurate.
he keeps his promises.
He does not. He did not drain the swamp. He did not replace the
He did drain the
ACA, repeal and replace it. That's definitely not something he did.
But
He
he
didn't make Mexico pay for the wall.
well, they didn't pay for the wall, but they did put a big army, 28,000 soldiers.
Yeah, and he didn't build the wall even. 23%. So if we gave him another 4 years, he wouldn't even get halfway done.
Well, Democrats and Republicans were fighting him tooth and nail. Both of them were
Okay,
fighting.
so if you want to talk about
how
how it's being blocked, well, how do you feel about Trump blocking the border bill?
the border bill
It was supported by the Border Patrol. Finn, thank you for the boxing up. Thank you so much. And Trump tried to block it and said, blame it on me if the border bill fails.
Well, that border bill wasn't a good bill.
There was a solo border bill, and there was one with like the Ukraine funding and other stuff. The Ukraine funding got passed a few weeks later anyway. He's just being spiteful.
Was it HR2 or whatever?
I'd have to check back. I think so. That
Yeah,
sounds
why did-
familiar. That sounds very familiar. Thank you for the massage. Thank you. What?
Well, so why did HR2 not get pushed through?
Which one is that again? Sorry, I need to, because it sounds familiar. I have to look again.
That was, I think, the Senate bill HR2. It was
Secure the Border Act. That's the one I was referencing. That one passed the House and didn't pass the Senate because of Trump.
HR2.
Yeah.
No, that's not the one that was. That's the one from 2023. Secure the Border Act of 2023.
Yeah. That this is the one that Biden backed.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, it did.
No, that's not the one he backed.
I'm pretty sure Secure the Border Act. That's literally the one he backed.
No, I think you're talking about a completely different one.
Okay.
Yeah, HR2 is a Republican bill from last year. That was not the one. From,
Danielle, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
HR2.
Here,
HR2
I can see.
had border wall construction, resuming the construction of border wall, asylum and immigration policy, restrict.
I mean, I can pull.
And catch and release. That was HR2.
Yeah.
Enhanced
So
border security enforcement.
yeah,
HR2
no, wait. It is HR2. Yeah. So you look up Biden border bill, and HR2 comes up.
So you're saying in Biden's border bill?
He conceded to Republican legislation as it relates to the border, so that they could get Ukraine funding, and they still decided not to support it. And then they did a solo border bill, and they still decided not to support it because they don't want Democrats to look good. They're like so partisan. They're so partisan that they don't even want to like engage in effective policy under their own worldview because it makes Democrats look good. And like that's so disgusting. The fact that someone's so partisan, they wouldn't pass something that they want because it makes the other side look good.
Hold on.
Like if there was a policy that made Republicans look good, but it benefited the working class of this country, I would so be in support of it. And I would hope that other people in the Democratic Party would be in support of it.
Yeah, there's two different
Eric,
bills.
thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Eric. I really appreciate that. Can we get some W's for Eric in the comment section right now? Thank you so much.
You're talking about two different bills.
I don't think I am, but I could be very well. Can you give me the other bill then?
Wasn't that border bill blocked in the House? Not the Senate?
No, I think it was blocked in the Senate.
I'm trying to find the border bill from Joe Biden's administration.
There might have been one blocked in the Senate. I mean, the House. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, U.S. Citizen Act of 2021. That was the one that it ended the border wall construction. They revised the asylum policies.
Yeah, my question is, why do you want border wall?
Well, hold on. I think having a wall is fine. I mean, every real country has a border wall.
Really, Canada?
No, but Canada has a. Well, hold on. I don't think you can even build a wall that long.
Yeah. So wait. Oh wait. But we can build a wall that long at the southern border.
Yeah, that's way less. That's way less room. You probably could build a
really. So how far do you think the border is between the U.S. and Canada?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it spans across multiple states, a lot of states.
And so does that one.
And the one here in Michigan, it's just a bridge, so it's not really that hard. And then you have the river, the Detroit River, that blocks it, so you don't even need a wall. But yeah, I mean, most illegal immigrants are coming from the southern border. They're not coming from the northern border through Canada.
Okay, so as it relates to the you're saying most come through you're basing it now on rates. So why is the rate bad enough as it relates to this particular border insofar as that you want to step in and build a wall?
Yeah, I mean, my question. Okay, if I'm going to respond to the question to you, why did Biden create this problem and then now he's rushing to fix it?
I don't think he created the problem. I think right now he's trying to do something about the border because it is the case that he wants to look good politically speaking.
On his first day, he ended the border wall construction. He reversed asylum policies like
Jason, thank you for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jason. For Donald Trump's ear stump, thank you. I appreciate it. That's crazy.
Huh?
Nothing. Go for it.
I just told you.
Appreciate the hat and mustache. Thank you. Can you say it again?
I said, why is it that on Joe Biden's, basically like his first day, he ended the Remain in Mexico policy. He ended the border wall construction. And
that's fine.
What do you mean that's fine?
None of those caused this issue. Like, for example, under Obama's administration, we had significantly less people coming to the country, yet we didn't have the Remain in Mexico border policy and we didn't have the wall. So given that's true, obviously the wall and the Remain in Mexico border policy didn't cause this. Also, the wall's still there. It's just they stopped production.
Yeah, they shut down the construction of it. But didn't he want to rebuild it or start rebuilding it? And then HR 2 was a lot better than Biden's border policy.
I'm still waiting for the name of the bill that was Biden's border policy, apparently.
What was the House bill? What month was it that it got blocked?
I wouldn't remember the exact month. All right. Well, I can add someone else in the meantime while you look this up. All right, everyone. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. In the meantime, I'm gonna get another person up. If you're MAGA, type in the comment section right now.
I mean, I can give you. So we can get into like a debate on why I think that.
No, just probably look it up, and I'll talk to someone else in the meantime while you look it up. All right. Michelle, how old are you? Okay. All right, let's just go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. We are just looking for some debates. Please, everyone, only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Let's get this next individual up here real quick. Do give it 1 second, everyone, for me to get someone up here. Okay. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay, all these people are just not even here. Love that. Let's get another person. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, type MAGA to be a guest, everyone. I'm not gonna add people from the guest box anymore because these people are literally not even here. And then half the people in the guest box literally can't even be brought up. It's crazy.
Yeah. So they were both called Secure the Border Act, but the reason why the 2024 one is different than the 2023 one that was put together by Republicans. Both of them were put together by Republicans. But the 2024 one had specific provisions, like, for example, allowing 5,000 illegal immigrants to come in every single day.
No, that's not what it. No, that's a lie.
How is it a lie?
It's not. It does not say undocumented immigrant there. You did not look at the bill. You're talking about asylum.
Yeah, okay. The asylum seekers could be anyone.
Asylum's a legal process.
Right.
So they're limiting the amount of people that can come
That's
to
still
that.
1.8 million illegals a year.
Anyone who crosses the country crosses the border legally. Predominantly asylum. And also, the border policy that he just passed as it relates to an executive order decreased border crossings by 40%. And brought us back to the same levels we were under Trump's administration.
You're talking about the 2024 one?
I'm talking about the executive order that was passed here in 2024, yeah. Executive order doesn't have to go through Congress.
Mm-hmm. So why couldn't he do that from the beginning? Because Trump didn't need a border bill because it's a constitution.
Because he wanted to do it through Congress because executive order is more subject to being shot down by the courts.
Like, for example, the Remain in Mexico ones.
No, I'm talking about the one he just did recently. It's likely to get shot down by the courts at some point. It hasn't yet, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why is it that he needs a whole bill to protect our border when it's already like constitutionally a thing you should protect? Because
because a lot of what conservatives are bringing up is relating to the asylum process, which currently, as legally defined under federal code, there's nothing limiting asylum.
Don't you think we should limit it? Because that's
international organizations are talking about whether or not that's even justified. Thank you so much for the confetti. So I don't really have like a position on that fully.
At the end of the day, Biden is the one that causes border crisis. He's the one that caused.
How do you do that?
He reversed all the Trump era policies, basically.
No, dude, I just showed you how those policies did not exist under Obama's administration, yet it was the case that there were significantly less people coming to the country.
There was not. Well, no, there was not less people coming into the country under the Obama administration. And Obama was actually hard on the border, unlike Biden.
Okay, so what was the policy difference between Obama and Biden?
Obama and Biden. So, wait, that's a good question.
I know.
I think the actual policy difference would be that it was more of he basically invited people to come into the country.
So it's not a policy difference; it's rhetoric somehow.
Well, I mean, if you look at the policy difference between Trump and Biden, that's what I'm looking at, right?
That's not relevant though, because again, we can demonstrate that there was less people.
I didn't look into
the reason why I'm showing you that's not relevant is because it didn't exist and there was less people coming then. So, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 26.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
It's a little bit of a mix between a personal opinion and also just sort of the factors that as you can see, the economy was sort of better under him than it is under Biden currently. And yeah, you could say that has some personal opinions and also some factual opinions within it. But mainly I would be voting for Trump because I like him better.
Yeah, so can you name a policy that he influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class more than it benefit rich people?
I can't mention a policy as I haven't researched that much into the exact policies that did it. Overall economy, it was better. When you're looking at new jobs created, when you're looking at differences in gas prices and stuff, and yeah, you can argue that it's not really under the power of Biden that caused most of these things. But anyway, you can tell that inflation is at an all-time high compared to when Trump was in office. You can tell that gas prices was up, and it was obviously it's caused by both the Ukraine war and the Russian sanctions, but it was also halted quite a bit by Biden's own legislation.
I'd like to see his
Definitely
legislation
OPEC, yeah.
that restricted it, but Trump brokered a deal with OPEC to cut production of oil, which caused an increase in prices.
But he was also begging OPEC to increase production at some point.
But hold on, there was a lot of things.
2020, he was begging them to decrease it. He actually said to Saudi Arabia that he would get rid of U.S. military support if they didn't do so.
There was a lot of things that helped the middle class. Parker, what are you talking about?
Like, name me anything that benefit the middle class more than it benefit rich people.
Yeah, deregulation did, definitely.
What deregulation? Name me the specific deregulation.
I definitely could. The energy sector policy. I can give you. Hold on.
No, name to me the specific deregulation. See, fucking older millennial said the same thing. He's like, the deregulations, they helped so much. I asked him one restriction, and he couldn't name it. He got mad.
What about the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act?
So Tax Cuts and Jobs
2017.
Act predominantly did not help the middle class. It predominantly helped people who are richer or better off. And it is the case that it added 1.9 trillion to the debt.
You want specific policies, right?
Right, and only
Parker?
increased GDP by 0.02%
How
a
about-
year, according
how
to a
about-
liberal and conservative economist from
How
Harvard.
about clean power plan rollback? How about the waters of the United States?
Clean power plan rollback.
Yes.
How did that specifically
allowed states more flexibility in setting standards for power plant emissions, aiming to reduce regulatory burdens on the coal industry.
Wait, so they can increase emissions, which could cause people to be hurt?
Yeah, no, yes, it allows the
Yeah, so it gets rid of
emissions.
standards, which could cause people to get health problems.
Wait, what you're
To a
talking
greater
about?
degree.
How does it help the middle class economically? That helps the middle class economically.
How does it help the middle class economically speaking if a majority of these health concerns would be applicable to the middle class?
Wait, why are you saying that the health now you're making it a health problem?
Yeah, that's why we have environmental regulation.
Number one
is because the health impacts
There's no
cost
evidence- you have no
more.
evidence for that.
No, that's actually
You have no evidence that these power plants produce enough problems that are going to cause all this health. All these.
Why do you
health-
think we
Why-
have
why
these
is the
regulations
air-
in the first place?
Why is the air in Texas so clean then? If they have all these power plants,
Because we have nationwide air restrictions and regulations.
Well, how do we know that the air in Texas is clean? Like,
Yeah, like
we just wanna
how do you
take your,
measure
like-
that?
Like, let's just take your word for it.
Wait, who's this guy?
It's the AI.
I'm the AI. So you want to answer the question? Like, how do we know that the air in Texas
Well,
is in fact pure?
I've been there, and the air is very clean.
That's your claim, but how the fuck do
I
I
live
know?
in California
I
and
can
it's even
I
cleaner.
can claim that the air in fucking where I'm at is clean as shit too, but doesn't mean it's true.
Democrat state, California, so clean, very clean, cleanest air you've seen. What's your plan for climate change? Clean air, clean water.
Well, we know. Let me see. Most regions, including Amarillo, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, typically report air quality as good. And this
The
indicates
cleanest air you've ever seen, but we're burning more coal than you've ever seen. I promise you.
Yeah, and by the way, this is all taken in 2024. After
Let's give you that black lung. We gotta love it.
yeah, so that's how we know that the air quality is clean.
Lung cancer for all.
Did you hear me?
What'd you say?
I just said that we know because most regions typically report air quality as good. And this indicates that the air quality is generally acceptable.
Wait, when you say good, what are the measurements of that? How do you measure that?
I think it's measured by. It's an index.
So if I look up cleanest air in the country,
That wasn't the claim, also, Parker. The
Air
claim
quality
was we
index.
have some of the best air quality. Like we have like superior, like
We don't
being
even.
good. I mean, that doesn't like how are we quantifying good?
I mean, you go by the AQI scale, the air quality index.
I agree with you on that, but you made the claim that because of this deregulation, these areas in Texas have some of the best.
Hold on, no, that's not my claim, buddy. My claim is that Donald Trump helped the middle class by reversing some of these or getting rid of some of these regulations. Like he lowered some of these regulations So that's
Wait,
my.
hold on. Let me ask this person.
He said-
Patrick, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Are you voting Trump? I think we've seen my.
Yes, you already asked.
Oh, I apologize. Sorry. Why are you voting Trump?
Also already said. Mostly personal reasons, but also some factual reasons. But we were talking about the tax that you were mentioning, that the upper class was helped most, but it's also important to realize that there was a significant help to the middle class in terms of the tax deductions, in terms of like childcare credit.
Yeah, that's actually something new that Biden has put into his policy. The child tax credit, actually the 2021 version, which is even better. Appreciate the hands up. Thank you so much. It reduced child poverty by 50%. So that's been going to be expanded to a greater degree under the 2025 provision under Biden. And he also wants to keep all the tax cuts from that provision for people making under 400,000 while increasing it for people only making over 500,000.
All right, fair enough.
I said 400. Did I say 500? Sorry.
5.
I appreciate the handout and thank you so much.
No, it's all right. But I wanted to hear you out. What's your take on this whole Ukraine situation and the way U.S. is handling this, and what we're doing compared to the Europeans, and how a lot of Europeans are seeing this as a money opportunity for the U.S. to sell weapons to NATO countries as the sole supplier, where NATO companies are incentivized to send weapons down to Ukraine.
So, I mean, the U.S. has sent weapons.
Yeah, we sent weapons, but in terms of the how would you say it? In terms of the allegations that is predominant in Europe currently, where the U.S. is being seen as sort of incentivizing and not trying to stop the Ukraine war per se, because the U.S. is earning tons of money in weapon production and weapon sales to NATO countries that are in turn sending a lot of their older weaponry down to Ukraine.
I just don't think there's good evidence supporting that.
I'm curious who in Europe is saying that, because the only way that the conflict will end is if Putin and Zelensky meet terms. And we have had multiple attempts to try to meet terms, and Putin always turns it down because he wants all of Ukraine, whereas Zelensky wants to return to the pre-conflict lines. And that's not what Putin. And so no president, I think, is going to be able to resolve this effectively, because even Trump claimed that he wanted to be able to solve this, and Putin put out a statement saying, like, he's not even going to accept that. So I don't think no matter what we do, it's going to continue, because both of the leaders have vastly different goals. So all we can do is stand on the side who is primarily fighting for democracy, and that will be Ukraine. So that's the only thing really that we can do.
Well, in terms of addressing the allegations, is it's not so much the countries itself that are saying it. It's more people who are starting to wonder why their countries are spending a lot of money. Like Poland, for example, just bought $12 billion worth of weaponry from the U.S., $10 billion worth of artillery systems. Germany, that purchased $8.5 billion worth of helicopters from the U.S., and also $3 billion worth of advanced missiles, because they're all sending it down to Ukraine to be used in the war, whereas the U.S. is the sole supplier of this, and the people are starting to think that the U.S. doesn't have an incentive. Huh?
Can they supply?
Can they supply what?
They can supply these as well. They're just not doing it.
Like
they're buying from the U.S. because we have.
I'm pretty sure they are, actually. I mean,
no, we're buying. They're buying from the U.S. because they're buying from the U.S. because they are sending their current weaponry down and are thus needing to have more.
Okay, so they
because
are
of the legislation within NATO.
They're just trying to get more supply by going to the U.S.
Like restocking.
So they're also making money on it.
Yeah, Poland.
So then this concern seems incoherent.
Well, Poland and the other Baltic states that are fighting, they have a strong interest in making sure that Ukraine wins in some form, because of Putin's proclivity for wanting to retake the old motherland, so to speak. So I don't know, like. Again, I think no president will be able to solve this conflict via pure diplomacy because of the fact that we have a man in Vladimir Putin whose sole goal it is to take over Ukraine, and Vladimir Zelensky, understandably, will not allow that to happen. Like he can't, as the president of Ukraine, agree to those terms.
Matt, didn't Putin open up and said like he was willing to negotiate with Donald Trump? Because he was asked a question that because someone asked him, and they told him they're like Trump said he's going to end the war day one. He's like, well, I'm opening to discussion or just discussing.
Well, he may have been open to discussion, but he came out immediately the next day and said that any terms like that Donald Trump has put out, I reject, because Putin's he has said all the time that what he wants is, one, he wants to control the regions that he has taken over, and he wants to control all of Ukraine to quote unquote, de-Nazify it and everything. These bogus claims about it. And so Donald Trump is either going to have to capitulate and give Vladimir Putin tons and tons of Ukrainian territory, which the Ukrainians will never accept, or he's going to have to fall back to some kind of line, which Vladimir Putin is not going to accept. The only way that this war is going to actually end is Russia is going to be drawn out to the point where their economy is just completely decimated. They have lost so many troops, to the point
Russia?
where stand it. And I just don't see Donald Trump. He's not this great diplomacy maker. He hasn't really resolved major conflicts in the world. He just claims that. And I don't think Vladimir Putin's going to be like, oh, Donald Trump says, let's go back to the old lines. Okay, let's do it. No, that's not how this is going to work.
Right.
No, but you can argue that Ukraine went against Russia when the Ukrainian election was happening in the three key areas that Russia actually wanted, where it was said, and nobody can really prove or disprove this, that the Russian, it was a predominant Russian, it was predominantly said that they wanted to be a part of Russia. There you go. That was the election that was held in Ukraine in these three provinces, and it is said that they did vote to become a part of Russia, where Ukraine or Zelensky went in and overruled this.
Can you give me a source on that?
I'm also somewhat certain that there was heavy election interference in those areas by the Russians. Just because the area itself is predominantly Russian ancestry and everything doesn't mean that
that's like
therefore have the right.
That's like Hitler saying that he can take Austria.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry,
that's where I'm saying that this is not able to be proved or disproved, as some would argue that there was Russian interference and some would argue that it was Ukrainian interference. But the fact is that there wasn't really a poll that came out. There was no substantial what do you call it?
The ones making the allegation is primarily the
actually DJ is right.
Russians, and the Russians I'm not going to trust. I'm sorry, I'm not going to trust Vladimir Putin's government to put out any credible information. I don't got a problem with the Russians. I got a problem with Vladimir Putin.
Matt, DJ is actually right. There was a controversial referendum that was held, which a majority of the voters reportedly supported joining Russia.
I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying I disagree with that. I'm saying most of the allegations that DJ is bringing up comes from Russia. They come from Russia saying this happened, and I'm saying I do not, as a de facto basis, I do not trust what Vladimir Putin's government puts out. If they make a claim, I am already dubious of that claim just on its face because of the fact that he is a authoritarian strongman who lies all the time, and I'm not going to take his government at face value. If he can produce evidence, right, actual evidence and data, and submit it to independent people who can look at it, then okay, then fine. That's fine then. But so far, as far as I know, he has not done that. All Vladimir Putin has done is made a claim about it.
But that's sort of where it comes into this whole idea of Ukraine being a super corrupt country as well. It's very, very difficult to get a credible source into what actually happened with the elections. And you can also point out the fact that NATO promised and signed a treaty with Russia that they would not move towards Russia anymore, or would not acquire any more Russian-facing countries, which they also broke. And the other fact that the U.S. basically vetoed that Russia could not join NATO back when they actually wanted to join, when Russia came and said, "Hey, I want to join the U.S. I want to join NATO." Sorry.
Russia joining NATO makes NATO obsolete. The whole point of NATO is to combat a Russian influence. So if Russia joins NATO, what's the point of NATO?
No, you're confusing two different parties. NATO is a representation of Western countries coming together and defending each other, not necessarily from Russia.
From who?
By itself.
From whom?
Well, from anybody. If anybody attacks a NATO country, they attack all NATO countries.
Why was it founded? Why was NATO founded? Who was they founded to actually be against?
It was originally founded against Russia. Yes, that's
okay,
true.
Thank you. And so yes, I'm saying, but like Russia right now, right? I mean, having NATO's primary purpose, when we talk about NATO, it's primarily to combat Russian type of influence. I'm not saying that NATO can't be invoked in other times, because it has been. I'm saying adding Russia to NATO kind of makes it not NATO anymore. It kind of turns it into something else. But that's okay. But by the way, I just want to say too, what we
Matt,
have,
thank you for the $8. Thank you so much, Matt.
what we have now is more so actually Russia has made it more likely that Ukraine will become part of NATO. All Russia has done by having this conflict is made it absolutely sure that NATO is stronger. Now we have 2 or 3 new countries that are a part of NATO, countries that are on the border of Russia. Ukraine is likely at some point in the future to get to be a part of NATO, and it's all because Vladimir Putin did this. Like, Putin made NATO stronger, so like his plan backfired on him. So I don't so he must have terrible thought out process, because all it's done is it made NATO stronger.
I don't know. I think it made the BRICS alliance a lot more dangerous, because now you have Russia, who's basically becoming partners with China, and that's a big problem. So I don't know. I think it's terrible.
People are forgetting that Russia is not just a country that exists and is a horrible country. They're actually a vast supplier of a lot of oil things that are bought in Europe. By the way, oil, gas. They're the largest supplier of concrete material and wood in the world. They supply most of Europe for the building and construction materials.
Why is that relevant? And also, BRICS isn't a military.
I think trying to cut Russia off from the world is a bad idea.
Exactly, that's where I'm getting to.
I don't want to cut Russia off.
Okay, wait. So you're okay? You want to still be their friends, even though they're invading neighboring countries and expanding into Europe?
I'm not saying we got to be friends with them, but I think having a relationship with them is a lot better than not having a relationship with them.
Yeah,
there's no in this situation. There's no. It's not a flip the coin kind of thing. Either you're friends, either you're not. It's about realizing that you have a country such as Russia, you have a leader such as Putin, who's an absolute fucking maniac. We can all agree on that. But the way you handle a person like this can be sort of argued against, because we live in a very politically correct world now, where you can't really. Well, they're trying to say you can't accept them without being friends with them, which is not true, because we've used Russia for the majority of oil production, majority of gas production, and also a lot of import to the U.S. For example, Biden has made U.S. Almost dependent on Russia for something such as uranium.
Okay, I still don't see why we would want to engage with a country.
And by the way, we still have a diplomatic relationship with Russia. We just have a strained one because they invaded one of our allies.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to put any conditions on committing war crimes?
Ukraine was never a part of NATO. I don't know how we call them an ally.
No, you could be our ally without being in NATO.
Yeah, the Budapest Memorandum.
We wanted to prop them up because they were a burgeoning democracy that got out of the Soviet Union and all that good stuff, and we wanted to, and they were making strides toward that. They were young as a country, they were young as well. They were making strides towards that, and then they get invaded. We have an interest in preserving their democracy and making sure that they stay as an independent state outside of the
You not control.
Margaret, thank you for the $25 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Margaret. Can we get some W's from Margaret in the comment section right now? Thank you so much.
Just a few years ago, they were regarded as one of the most corrupt countries in the world. And now
I
we're
agree
seeing
with
that
you.
they're
That, like in the
democracy.
past, they have, but they have made great strides towards.
With a coup? There was a coup. There was a coup that happened that I'm pretty sure the U.S. was involved in, right? To
In
take
the
out the
early
elected president?
2000s, I think, yeah.
No, to take out the elected president, and we installed Zelensky. We basically had Zelensky installed. So there was a president that won the election who was pro-Russia, and then all of a sudden there's a coup that happens, and now we have a President Zelensky.
I don't remember that. I remember Zelensky
know, it's
winning the
weird.
election like in a landslide, which surprised a lot of people. And the challenger claimed that there was fraud and stuff. Does that sound familiar? That there was fraud and stuff, and it was unsubstantiated, and Zelensky became president. So I mean, I don't remember there being a coup when Zelensky got into power. Like there was
Renee, thank you for the $50 on Cash App. Can we get some W's for Renee in the comment section? Yo, holy shit. Thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate it. Let's get some W's, Renee, in the comment section. Holy shit. At least 50 W, Renee, for tolerating them. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he was voted in 2019, right?
Probably. I don't know the exact date.
Yes, he was voted in 2019. Yeah.
When did that coup happen again? That was in the early 2000s.
I think we're getting really into the weeds with conversation that's not really relevant.
All I know is that is Donald Trump's making the claim that he'll end the conflict. I guarantee you that we'll be half a year into his administration and the conflict will still be going on because it's not in Putin's interest to end the war just because Donald Trump is president. Putin's interest is whatever is benefit him, and right now Russia is gaining ground, and so he has no incentive to actually come to the table. And in fact, if Donald Trump becomes president and him and J.D. Vance want to take away funding from Ukraine, then exactly just gives them more incentive to just actually plow through and just take over the entire country.
All right, Paulie, is
Y'all need
there
to
anything?
join this live right now.
What's up?
Oh, sorry. Continue. I'll mute myself. Sorry, man.
Are you voting Trump?
Hell yes, I'm voting Trump.
Okay. Yeah, so Paulie and DJ, do you got anything else before I go on to the next person real quick?
Can you keep Paulie in here? I think he's very insightful. Also,
I mean,
DJ
keep him in.
We
nice
can.
It's nice to listen. I would like to stay for a bit and just sort of pop in once in a while.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, these guys are really insightful, and I'd like to continue speaking with them as well.
Yeah, they've been on for like a while though, so that's
I
why
have
was
been
trying
on
to
for a while.
swipe people out.
So it's up
I don't like to speak
Parker.
to facts that I'm not 100% sure of, so I do tend to think about things for a bit before I sort of give my 2 cents. So if you wouldn't mind.
Well, I'll drop down too so that Parker can have a one-on-one. So thanks for having me on, Parker. I appreciate it.
Wait, so what was what were you saying? So yeah, Parker, if you want, I mean, I can drop down. That's fine.
All right, for sure. Appreciate you coming up.
Take care.
Wait, bye, Paulie.
Bye.
Hey,
DJ, you
Parker,
got anything you want to say
think
last?
I think it's pretty unfair how you just cut people off and yell really loud about your donations on Venmo when they're making valid points. I just noticed that you do that a lot.
Oh no, it's his stream. He's supposed to thank people who give him money. That's fine.
No, I get it, but y'all were having intellectual conversation, making points, and even Parker's guest was making a point. And he still cut him off. I don't know if it was
To say thank you?
trying to divert from
No,
the
I wasn't
conversation they
diverting.
were
I don't know
having.
why you're assuming it was diverting. I was quite literally just thanking someone. Ryan, think of the cat.
I would probably definitely do the same thing, but yeah, you could argue it's abrupting, but if you can't really deal with that, then your argument isn't really that solid in the first place. But anyway, thanks for the conversation.
Appreciate you.
Super insightful.
Thank you so much, man. Have a good day, man.
Bye.
All right, Nuts. What do you got, man?
What do you got for me, dog?
You're voting Trump? Or are you voting Trump?
Just track record.
What about his track record?
He's the GOAT.
What about him?
Everything about him. Most everything. Most everything. I'll give you that. Most everything.
So, can you name one thing?
Hold on one sec. I'm playing Rainbow. He gives extra funding to our military, and he really stands up for our guys.
Okay. So,
Don't say
you
the hairy
understand
line.
that...
Don't say the scripted hairy line that he calls them losers and stuff like that. Don't say that. Give me a different rebuttal.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is that they both spend a lot of money on the military. There's like $890 billion that they give every year to the military. They both fund it a lot. So this idea that like particularly Trump is the only one that does that, I think is ridiculous.
No, I'm not saying Trump is the only one that donates to the military. I think he increases spending in the right places.
Can you
as
give me an
opposed to, like the
example?
Democrats, just forking money over to Ukraine.
Wait, so we just reallocated from our military budget, right? I'm asking you, what particular spending are you referencing?
It's not about particulars. It's just about like the nature of like what is happening.
Yeah, I'm asking you, what
Choosing to-
particularly do you support in terms of funding that is provided by Trump but not provided by Biden?
Hold on one sec.
Okay, I'm not going to sit here while you're playing Rainbow, bro, if you can't respond. I'm playing 2K and I can respond.
Dude, you're reading off your script, bro.
I'm playing 2K.
I don't think so. Just flip your camera.
It takes me a minute to flip the camera. I'm at 4 minutes in a game.
Dude, come on.
I'm in the third quarter. The score is 48 to 46.
Okay, what
I'm
teams
playing
are
the
they?
Clippers. Lost
What team
Lakers
are you?
versus Clippers. I did a fantasy draft, and I have a fantasy drafted team.
Dude, you can't flip your camera. Are you serious?
It takes a while to flip it.
Oh my god.
I have my literal thing right here. I just
Dude,
paused
can
it.
you get Dean in here? Can you get Dean in here?
Okay. Do you actually want to have a conversation, or you just come up here just to like act like a child?
Okay, let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
Dude, what were we just talking about?
Dude, you were asking me to name particulars on spending. I
Yeah,
don't have that. I don't have a script like you.
I don't have a script either.
Oh my god, because you memorized it. You're probably right. You probably don't have it in front of you, but you memorized
Yeah,
it well.
I do have it memorized. Sorry, I have
Oh.
information in my brain.
Oh, you got it memorized. That's good. I'm glad to know that you are pretty much based off the script. And you're just
That's not a
robot
script.
now.
I have particular
You just
facts
said you had it
memorized.
memorized.
Yeah, particular facts I've memorized. You memorize things from your classes, right?
So now
Like
it's particular
I've
facts.
memorized
You could've-
particular
you
facts
could've-
from my econ courses.
You could have let me know that it was just facts that you had memorized because you're just like a factoid
That's
wizard.
clearly what I was referencing, and that does not mean I'm a wizard, bro.
Why
Do
did
you
you want to
actually-
be a wizard? I like wizards. Wizards are cool.
What are you doing, bro? Can you give me a single policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class more than it benefit rich people?
That bill that Paulie was talking about, actually, the clean energy one. That
That wasn't a bill.
or whatever it was. It was like a policy.
You don't even know. It wasn't a policy. You have no clue what you're talking about.
Dude, don't make me Wikipedia real quick because I'll whip it out.
You've got nothing, bro.
Dude, the one
You were
like said,
spamming
they
dumb comments, and you
reduced-
come on the live, and you're just as dumb as the comments were.
Oh,
That's
are you
crazy,
heard about
bro.
my comments?
Yeah, your comments. That's why I add you up, because your comments were so dumb. So I had to add you up.
You know what's really dumb?
You.
Whoa, I was gonna say to you. We could find mutual ground here. I think we both want to kiss Harry at some points, but not all the time.
Okay, we're just gonna go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump. Type MAGA in the comment section right now if you want to be brought up, y'all. Yo, Cassie, thank you for the superpower. Thank you so much. All right. You're way too nice. I don't know. Sometimes I'm worse. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Are you voting Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
Nigger, 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 nigger,
What is
nigger.
wrong with you? I hope you lose your job. All right, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
59.
Are you voting Trump?
Absolutely.
Why so?
Because I feel the effects of your booger eating sugar daddy in my wallet. I pay
Okay,
more for gas, I pay more for groceries. We had to get rid of farm animals because we couldn't afford the feed. Tell me, Parker, you're the cream puff.
What does this even mean, bro? Sean, I'm just
Look,
asking. I would ask you a
bro.
question. What policy did he pass that caused an increase in prices?
Oh, Biden?
Yeah.
Oh, increased regulation.
What regulation?
He canceled the pipeline, buddy.
That's
Right?
not increasing a
That
regulation.
drove,
He followed
no,
through with a
no,
court
no,
order.
no. Don't play this bullshit Bill game on me, Parker. I've seen it, I live it, and I know it.
He followed through with a court
You're
order,
a
Sean.
21-year-old little.
And also,
putz.
wait. If
You're
you
still
deal with
shitting out.
agriculture, you know a lot of agriculture like relies on subsidies, right?
Bye-bye.
Which are provided by the government.
What's that again, Parker?
They're provided by the government subsidies. Oh, hold on.
Where'd you go, Parker?
Give me 1 sec. 1 sec. Give me 1 sec.
Yep, better change your tampon. Cream Puff Parker.
Sorry, I had to get my girlfriend. Go ahead.
Along with Harry and Deanie the Weenie, and Chris Mowry, all paid by Pallet Media.
You think I'm paid by Pallet Media?
Oh, in a roundabout way, I'm pretty sure you are, yes. I
Can you give
can't
me any
prove
evidence
it
of
yet. I just said I can't prove it, but, you know,
So you
I
can't
can
prove it, but
refute
yeah, you
it.
still believe it?
Well, you can't prove that Trump didn't do better than Biden.
Yeah, I can. He got 81.9 million votes. Trump got 74.3.
Oh, shut up, Parker. You know that's bullshit as well as I do. Mail-in voting. I know what you're doing. You're probably
How
talking
did
to
Trump
Dean right
vote?
now. Huh?
How did Trump vote?
How did Trump vote?
Yeah.
What do you mean, how did he vote?
Mail-in ballot.
Yes, but there was ballot boxes going around the whole country.
I'm leaving.
You leaving?
Yes, I'm
All right.
leaving.
Oh, so
We'll
there
see
were
you
ballot
tomorrow, okay?
boxes around the whole country. Yeah, so Matt, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much, Matt, from the DNC. Thank you so much. Yeah, so wait, why do you think Harry's paid?
Excuse me? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Why do you think Harry's paid?
Well, Harry's paid by Pallet Media through Act Blue, through, there's another one.
Through Act Blue? No,
Act Blue, yeah. Yeah, Harry's, which is funded by the DNC.
No, you're lost. So Pallet Media and Pallet
No,
Media
I'm not
are
lost.
two legally separate
it's in
entities.
it is in the Federal Election Commission paperwork, dumbass.
Yeah, the FEC doesn't say that this money went to Harry.
No, it does. His name's actually there. And you know what's fun?
Yeah,
is,
he got
you know
money
I'm
from
right because you're bringing up his
Democracy,
name.
Democratic Democracy Action, and he got
Yeah, Democratic Defense Fund, Dippy.
it's Democracy Action Now or something like that.
Democrat Defense Fund.
No,
and Act Blue and Pallet Media.
It's Midas
That's why you guys are
Democracy
you guys
Defense
being paid
Fund.
by them by the DNC. That's what you're doing.
Wait, do you
okay.
see me on Federal
And you're
Election
poisoning-
Commissions at
You're
all?
raping minds. Is what you're doing. You're raping people's minds.
Don't use that term.
Oh,
to
sorry,
refer to,
raping,
like,
raping.
shouldn't
You
use
know
that
I'm
term
right.
either.
Yeah.
No.
You shouldn't even be on, but that's okay. You got freedom of speech because you're just a little soy boy.
if you
still
go
shitting yellow.
if you go to the Federal Elections Commission, do you see me at all?
No, but I'm pretty sure Harry pays you.
Harry pays me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. In a roundabout way, you're getting money off this.
Dude, I get money from
dude.
Harry. Dude, I'd love to get these checks, bro.
I love
by
these
Harry.
chats.
Dude.
Yeah. Well, either that.
This guy, bro, this guy's delusion is it's like off the charts. So Harry pays me, Chris, and Dean. We're Harry's employees.
Oh no, you
then,
tell me.
Wait. So then, why did I tell Harry to do lives if I'm his employee? Why was I the one to get him to do lives?
Why did you? Because he's got such an important message, right?
Yeah.
Message of what? Disinformation, misinformation, stupidity
Of different views than you.
Oh,
You got a harassment and bullying, Sean. Oh, Sean got a little bit of a harassment and bullying flag. We got to go on to the next person. Truly unfortunate. Truly unfortunate. These people are ridiculous. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 45. Go figure, huh?
Are you driving?
No, dude, I'm parked.
Are you voting for Trump?
You know, I think I am.
Why so?
Okay, well, before, just real quick, because you bring on a lot of people on the live, and you guys go back and forth, and it's a lot of childish bickering, and it's like I don't want to do that. And to be honest with you, I think you would totally smoke me as far as going policies back and forth with that. So before I start, like I'm a mail carrier, right? I work my ass off. I work overtime hours, and I have 2 kids, and I'm barely scraping by, bro. Barely. And I guess it blows my mind that I jump on these lives and you have, and nothing against you or anything like that, but these people, they send gifts and they send money and it's like, it just blows my mind that where are these people getting the money to send to support this, what we watch on TikTok, when a lot of us are just barely getting by, working our asses off, and I'm just, I just had to get that off my chest because it just blows my mind. Like I don't understand where the money comes from, I guess, but anyway.
Yeah, so I think some people's jobs pay more. Some people have maybe less bills, less obligations. Some people just watch this a lot. They obviously spend a lot of time on this, so they're willing to put some money into it. The same way, like if I am gonna put like a bunch of time into this video game I'm playing, I'm willing to pay money for the video game.
Right.
Nikki, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
See, it blows my mind. Like, I'm not trying to hate on you or nothing like that.
No, I get it.
But,
so yeah, my point here would be is that we need to build up the economy so that everyone's taken care of. I believe in things like universal health care coverage, universal child care coverage, paid maternity, paid paternity, paid vacation leave. I think those things have been applied in other countries around the world for decades. We haven't caught up. I think there should be free public universities. Think of the Gem Gun. Thank you so much. So that there's greater social mobility. If we look at the Nordic countries, they have greater social mobility than we do here in the United States.
Yeah.
And Joshua, thank you so much for the $25 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Joshua. I really appreciate that. Can we get some W's for Joshua in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Joshua.
And I've heard you say before, it's not necessarily you like Biden so much, but it's kind of like you lean more to that side.
Yeah, he's just preferable to Trump.
Right. I get that. But I mean, honestly, do you think any way that this falls, whichever way this goes, do you see anything good coming out of it? I mean, because I feel like we're almost going to be in trouble either way.
Do I see anything good coming out of what?
If either candidate wins.
I think that there's something better that comes out of Biden winning comparative to Trump. And yes, there are some good things. The child tax credit from 2021 being brought back, which reduced child poverty by 50%. That's obviously a good thing. Him making sure that there's still a tax cut for people making under 400,000, but for people making over 400,000, there's a tax increase that helps us, fund things like childcare, healthcare, other things that are very beneficial for like the working class in this country. We can reference the infrastructure bill, Chips and Science Act, which brings back American manufacturing. Think of the You're Amazing. Thank you so much. So all of these things invest in the middle class of America. If you look at Donald Trump's legislation, he's advocating for tariffs, which increase consumer products, like the cost of them, 10% on all goods coming into the country, and 60 to 100% on China, which that would completely isolate us from Chinese trade, heavily increase prices as it relates to that, and then cause increased prices as it relates to other things. I mean, we think inflation was bad. Well, this is going to be even worse. And at the same time, he wants to cut taxes, which would cause inflationary pressure along with the tariffs, right? And then he wants to limit immigration, which would reduce our labor market, right? The progression of our labor market, which would cause a labor shortage.
Right. So,
and
okay. And not without going into what we've all have been witnessing in the near past, but like do you honestly feel like it's coming from him, or does he have a team behind him that is coming up with all of these policies? I mean, do you honestly
I think it's partially him, and it's partially advisors and people around him. I think that's with every president. Yeah, absolutely, it's partially him.
Partially him.
Because Danny, if it wasn't him, why hasn't he stepped down? There were Democratic elites that want him to step down. The majority of the party wants him to step down. Yet he's not doing so.
It's too late. It's too late.
It isn't too late. The open convention hasn't happened yet. He can step down and give his delegates. He can give his delegates to Kamala.
I'm in California. Even if they threw in Gavin Newsom, it's too late.
No, they could. Kamala can run, and he can give all of his delegates to Kamala.
No.
Yeah, he can.
But Biden, I mean, yeah, but oh man.
Because she's still on the ticket, you know that, right? She's VP.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just very embarrassed for our country right now. I mean, this can't be our reality, bro. Like, honestly, like I mean, like I don't understand. Like, when we watch him on TV.
Here, Danny, can I give you a perspective on it?
Sure.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just saying, would you rather vote for an old man, right, or someone who's been held legally responsible for sexual abuse, defamation, fraud, has 34 felonies, undermining the democracy?
Absolutely. I'd rather vote for somebody I can actually understand finishing sentences and being able to understand somebody who's not, going anyway. Can't even finish. I mean,
he can. He misremembers things sometimes. I'm not going to dispute that, but I would prefer someone who misremembers things over like Donald Trump. I mean, and also Donald Trump does the same thing. He mistook Eugene Carroll, the person who's held legally responsible for sexually abusing, with his ex-wife when he said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type. Not only did he do that, but he mistook Nikki Haley for Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, and you know what? And Biden thinks that the president of Ukraine is frickin' Putin, and he fucking thinks
he fixed himself right after.
He thinks
it right
after. Trump.
He's like, oh my gosh, I mistake. Yeah, he said he made a mistake right after. It was literally like a mistake. Like if I've made mistakes in saying things on live, right? Fucking Dean has called me Trump before. Does that mean Dean's incoherent?
Oh, come on now. We're talking about the leader of the free world.
So,
see, there's just there's no win. When we do these lives and we go back and forth, everybody get, right, left, and we're not changing anybody's mind.
We are. I've changed countless minds.
We're all cemented in our choices, and that's what's scary.
Danny,
what scares
that's
me.
the confirmation bias of our society, is that people aren't open to other sides. And also people are so subject to conspiracy theories that they're so unlikely to take into account what other people who have conflicting opinions are saying because they weren't basing it in fact or evidence to begin with. If it's based in your feelings, if your feelings don't change, obviously your opinion's not going to change. Right? But if it's based on fact, if the facts change, your opinion will change with the facts. And that's exactly what we need in our society. That's the type of progression that we need. But we're so subject to conspiracy that we never get to that point.
I can dig it. I just honestly, I'm not trying to make any suggestions as far as because I'm a mail carrier or anything like that. I just honestly wish that we could have a country that people could show up and vote in person and not do the mail-in ballots.
Wait, you know that Trump voted mail-in, right?
Yeah, I know.
Did you know that veterans abroad vote mail-in? Did you know that U.S. citizens that are in other countries living there vote mail-in? Did you know that people in nursing homes vote mail-in? And they've been doing so for decades. And we haven't had an issue with it for decades, but now we have an issue with it because Donald Trump has made an issue out of it. And there was no evidence supporting that. There were 60-plus court cases that didn't indicate sufficient evidence to overturn the election, 17 of which had federally appointed judges specifically by Trump. So either he appointed corrupt judges, right, that were treasonous and stole the election from him, or he lost the election. And he's been undermining our American democracy. So he's either malice, right, undermining the democracy, or he's incoherent and delusional.
Well, let me give you an example. Well, let me give you an example. And it's not like this is like a huge number or anything like that, but during the midterms and stuff, picking up the mail-in ballots. I remember we had a huge rainstorm. I can't tell you how many mail-in ballots I brought back to the office that were just soaking wet, unreadable. I mean, what happens to those?
Well, obviously, there's going to be like mistakes, right? But they could call for a recount or a revote in that particular district if there's like mass like mistakes there. But that happens to every election. Yeah, like it's gonna happen. There's bad weather, and sometimes we lose out on things. They'd probably toss those if it's unreadable.
Toss them?
Yeah, they would toss it, and then you'd probably do a revote in that area.
I would hope so. So let me ask you a question. So, what do you, as far as our country goes? Let's just say Trump wins. What do you see happening as far as the reaction from our country? Like, do you see? I mean,
what do I see happening? I would see it to be the case that
civilly, unrest,
unrest. I don't know what's going to happen as it relates to that. I would have no clue. I could only speak on like what policies I think he's going to get passed or try to influence. I wouldn't really be able to speak on like what the public's response is to a particular candidate winning. I would never be able to know.
Are you worried?
Sure. I'm more worried if Trump loses, what the response is going to be from people.
What?
Yeah. Like if Trump was assassinated, that would cause
huge
civil unrest. If Biden was
unrest.
assassinated, would it cause the same level of civil unrest? No.
No, but yeah, I know. We
You
were
see
like
what I
an
mean?
inch. We were an inch away from civil war. That's the
We,
way
we,
I was.
I don't
I
think
was
we were
looking at it.
civil war, but there would be a lot of civil unrest. The civil war thing, I think, is definitely far shot. I don't think it would be civil war. But it was like really close. Like it was his movement that stopped him from being unalived. He would have been unalived if he did not move and try to read the teleprompter. So as much as Trump supporters try to distance Trump away from reading teleprompters, him reading a teleprompter quite literally saved his life.
And not without going deep into it and stuff. What blows my mind is that how is there no Secret Service on that building, or no one saw that guy on the building? Like, it's like I almost feel like
They did.
we're watching a play.
So they did see him. Originally, he came, and it was the case that he didn't have a gun. He didn't have a PPU, and they just thought he was suspicious. And he was like looking around and stuff like that. But then he came back with one, right? And they weren't sure if he was using binoculars or not. And they had him on scope, I'm pretty sure. So they had identified him and saw him. So
And I
there
guess
are lots of
supposedly-
questions that have to be answered. I'm not disputing that.
Yeah. I don't know. These are very scary times we're living in, and I don't know. I just wish I wish we had more options. To be honest. So what's your take on this? Like, I hear a lot of people that are on the left think that if Trump wins, that he's never going to leave. What is that about? How do you stay in the White House?
You said he'd be a dictator on day one. He's constantly denied the elections. I think he would try to go for a third term, if not more.
But is that possible?
Currently under what we have right now, no. But I'm pretty sure they could possibly try to amend it back. I'd have to check though. Because the way in which we have term limits for presidency was originally, I think, legislation that was passed. I might have to check though. I remember it was brought up because FDR had like 3 or 4 terms that he got elected into.
Yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure Biden is proposing term limits for Supreme Court members, which is really good, actually.
You think Biden can last 4 years?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Okay,
mean,
dude,
but
dude,
like,
people
no,
are
but
taking
like,
this so out of. People are taking
no,
this so out of proportion.
no. Well, okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. But like another 4 years of like, let's say like there's a lot of turmoil within the country or around the world, and he has to get up on the podium and explain things. You think there's another 4 years of listening to him forget and anyway, and I mean, really?
I'd prefer that over we listen to a liar, a manipulator, a guy who's trying to take away women's access to abortion, a guy who's literally a known misogynist, right? I obviously I'd prefer Joe Biden. Would you like to give me a reason why you'd like to vote for the? Oh, actually, I'll just ask you this: would you vote for someone that's been held legally responsible unanimously by a jury for sexual abuse?
Yeah, because to me, that
Yeah, you
has
would.
that has nothing to do with running a country.
Okay, so if they were held legally responsible for child rape, would you still vote for them?
For child rape?
Yeah.
Because he made a comment about if I'll be
No,
dating her.
no.
when she
I'm
gets
I'm
older.
not referencing something that we have evidence of right now. I'm just referencing a hypothetical.
Right.
If it were the case that someone was held legally responsible for child rape, would you still vote for them?
What's child grape? I don't even know what grape is.
Dude, take the G out. It's TikTok like TOS language.
I can't answer that question because I don't know what child grape is.
I'm sorry, but there's no way you're this dumb. No offense. I'm not trying to be
Hey, no,
like,
I've
but
been
like
respectful.
seriously.
I've been respectful. To
Seriously.
You, dude. Don't do that, dude. Oh, I can't be that dense. I know what you want to say. Look, I'm not dense, dude. No. Look.
I said take
Honestly,
I said grape and then take the G out. If you take the G out, what were we just talking about?
This ain't Jeopardy, bro. Look, listen to me.
Can you remove G from a word? Grape minus the G.
No, dude. I was never good at spelling bees, bro. Hey, so listen to me.
RAPE. Does that make sense?
Okay, look. I would rather vote for a guy
Holy shit.
who's more respected around the world than
Yeah,
Joe
Biden's
Biden.
more respected.
No.
You can look at the approval
dude.
ratings from Pew Research worldwide. He has higher approval ratings by far.
What are you guys reading, dude? We are the laughing
Pew
stock
Research.
of the fucking world because of this
Under
guy.
Trump's administration.
No way.
Yes, way.
Dude.
Acknowledge reality. And thank you for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Ann. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Ann? A-N-E. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ann.
I don't even know what our reality is. It's like we're living in a freaking...
This is what I mean. You're so subject to conspiracy that you don't even know what reality is. You said it yourself. You can't even make out what is true and what's not now.
This is not the... I'm 45, dude. You're 21.
Earl, thank you for the $5.
This is not the America I grew up in, dude. Yeah, I mean, with all due respect, bro, and you're a bright kid, dude. You're a bright kid. But dude, I'm 45, dude. This is not the same. This America is wild, bro. And a lot of us can see it, and there's some scary times ahead of us, regardless which way this goes. And we need to start holding lives to where we can come together and stop knocking each other down. Like, oh, you know, name this policy, name that policy. Like, I'm smarter than you. You're smart. Like, no, I mean, I understand what you're trying to do, but we're not coming together. All we're doing is dividing.
Okay, if you see that me trying to get people to come towards truth is dividing, well, then you're okay with people not accepting truth. Okay? That's the point. I'm trying to create unity through truth. That's the only way to create unity. If you want to sit there and you want to accept people's delusions and accept people's false beliefs because of this whole idea of unity, you're not actually truly ever going to have unity. You're going to have disagreements that will never be resolved because they're predicated off of conspiracy and our feelings rather than the facts that actually can unify us. That's literally the only way, is if people accept fact. That's why I do these lives. That the whole point is to bring about unity. It might not be so apparent that I'm bringing about unity, but that's the whole point.
So if you saw $0 for what you're doing on live, you'd still be doing these lives?
If I was still able to do them, yes.
So you're only able to
if I was still able to live my life typically like I normally do and be okay and my family's fine.
like have a real job?
Like a typical, like I had a typical salary, right? Like any job. Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. I'd still do this infinitely. Absolutely. Thank you for the Panther Paws. I'm not trolling. Like I did this for years without making any money. This is literally my hobby that turned into a job because I got lucky.
Okay. So can I pick your brain real quick? Why do you have any opinion on why Trump picked his vice president?
Rile up his base. It was completely to drive his base.
Because he's young?
No, not just young. He's young. He has like conservative
military.
nationalist views. He's nationwide abortion ban, those types of things. He's trying to win over with his base that he already won over with.
I don't know why people in the chat are sitting here saying losing, like the guest is losing. I'm just trying to have a conversation. Like I'm not here trying to like win anything. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well,
the guest can't spell. Why can't I spell?
is there anything else you want to add or talk about?
You want to kick me?
It doesn't really sound like we're getting into conversation at point.
I hear you, bro. No, I just
I've
I
actually
just wish,
gained viewers since you joined. I'm not doing it based on viewers. I'm doing it based upon where the conversation's headed.
I just wish we were just picking, just like, oh man, it's just so fuck the left, fuck the right, and it's just I just really wish it wasn't like that,
Okay, well then we need to accept truth, reality. People say fuck the right, people say fuck the left because there are real reasons why they disagree with them. We live in a two-party system. Two-party systems cause and create more division. Instead of relying upon facts on policy, we rely upon, the other side's bad. So there are reasons why we respond the way that we do. It's not just we're responding without reason here.
Dude, what? But like, you think it's okay that your chat sits there and fucking mocks me and shit? Like all they're doing is talking shit. Like,
Denny. I've been on the internet for a very long time. There's going to be people that mock me, that mock you in the comment section the entire time. That's just the reality of engaging on these types of social media platforms.
Yeah, I hear you. I appreciate having me on. But look, I'm not MAGA. I wish people would stop calling, people that lean to the right MAGA. That's not the case. I just want peace, man. I want a country that my kids can grow up in and love and like remember. Like,
if you want a better world for your children, right? Donald Trump is not the move. And I'll explain to you why. Not only does he not believe in climate change and he thinks the world's going to cool and that science just doesn't know it yet, so he completely is delusional and denies science. But it is the case that he's undermining our democracy. So if you want a stable future for your children, Trump is not the move.
I know
Trump is the antithesis to that.
My parents absolutely despised that man, and they were like, they wouldn't have. If they hit the mark, I don't think they would have blinked an eye, and it blows it makes me sad. I can't even talk to my own parents about that shit. It's like, yeah, it's just crazy times, man. But I appreciate you having me on. I check you out every so often. I like to pick up, and I'm trying to learn policies and stuff. I'm not too bright on that. I'll be honest with you.
You're good. Don't worry. It's a process of continuing to learn. I still have a hell of a lot to learn. I still don't know a lot.
All right. I appreciate you having me on. Yeah, appreciate you.
All right, let's get on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. We are just looking for some debates. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. Plus, you can check out the videos that I posted about the rallies recently. make sure to click on my main account there and go and check it out. You can also follow me there. I really would appreciate that. The reason why I can't go on my main account right now and host on there is because I have an account warning on my account. So if I get banned one more time on that account, I get a permanent ban. So that's why. Why are so many Democratic leaders not supporting Joe? It's not that they're not supporting Joe. They still prefer Joe over Trump. But it is the case that they think that he's not the best to beat Trump. Right? So they're arguing, oh, is there another Democratic candidate that would have a better chance at beating Trump? Yotsup, how old are you?
Parker.
Are you voting for Trump?
I am.
Why so?
You don't even remember me.
I thought
We've had this conversation already. I finally put a picture up. I've been trying to get in to talk to you for a week, man. You're way too popular, or you were ignoring me, one of the two.
I apologize, man. No, there's too many people in the guest box, but hey.
I know there is, and it's going to get worse down crunch time.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Trump. I am. I just don't think the Democrats have anything to offer at this point. I'm sorry, but I disagree with you. Biden's mental acuity will not serve us well. It hasn't in the last whatever, but it won't serve us well for 4 more years. And I'm sorry, but they're trying to prop up Kamala, however she wants it said. That scares the hell out of me because that will make us very, very weak, especially on the world stage.
Why?
Have you listened to her talk? What has she done since she's been in office?
I would say if you were making the biggest critique of Joe Biden, not about what he's done, but what about how he presents, well, then I think that you have an issue with saying that the reason why you don't like Kamala is not because of the way she presents, but instead what she's done. So do you care about what she's done or the way that they present?
Well, I was speaking about 2 different people. I wasn't trying to lump them into the same category.
No, I understand, but the point I'm making is that in relation to Trump,
I don't think she has the intelligence or the strength to be our president. I think she was handpicked to be a VP.
Trump or Joe Biden? I think she has more intelligence than both Donald Trump and Joe Biden combined.
Well, that's your opinion. I haven't seen it. She hasn't accomplished, in my opinion, and I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know everything, but I can't see a damn thing she's accomplished.
Mark, what did Pence do?
You know what? Good point. I couldn't tell you there either. I don't know what goes on. Typically, a VP is a figurehead. Yeah. They don't give them a whole lot to do.
Sure, exactly. So our point
except
here,
that she was supposed to be the border czar and never went to the fucking border.
She did, but
that's pretty piss poor.
Here, I would say this. So the point that I would make here is that she supports the exact same policy and typical that Joe Biden does. So the same track record we have with Joe Biden is what I would assume to be the case with Kamala Harris, right? But the difference is in the presentation. She's more coherent than Biden. So would you prefer Kamala or Biden?
Fuck, do I shoot myself in the right temple or the left temple? I don't know. The way with Biden's mental state, it's hands down. You'd have to pick Kamala.
Yeah. So if you prefer Kamala, right? Well, then obviously we can obviously mention you care more about the presentation than you care about the policy. And if you care more about the presentation than you care about the policy, well, then I would ask you specifically, what is better about Trump's presentation comparative to Kamala?
Oh, Trump. Well, I don't. You know what? I don't know enough about Kamala. You don't see her very often, and when I do, obviously, when you do get a chance to see her talk, it's probably some right-wing clip, like they all do. I can't speak on that because I'm not educated enough. I don't know enough about her except her past. Is all I know.
Here's my point: is that Trump is such a bad candidate that I would pretty much take, like, almost anyone, right? Against
well,
him.
I won't disagree with you. I won't say he's a bad candidate. I don't think that, but he does come across as very crass, without couth a lot of times. But I'm going to tell you something. In my opinion, the biggest reason he gained so much popularity in 2015 and 2016 is because he wasn't a politician. And most of us back then were so fucking tired of business as usual by the politicians on both sides. He was a breath of fresh air.
Mark, I've always
And then
wanted
he
to ask
started
this
to talk, and then he started to talk, and it pushed a lot of people away then. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, don't worry. I was cutting you off. Would you rather vote for Bernie Sanders or Donald Trump?
Oh my God, Trump all day long. Sanders is way too far left for me.
But he's an outsider.
He wasn't until he got pushed out of the 2020 election, as far as I can tell. Hands down, if they were going to be honest about letting the DNC actually cast their votes, Bernie would have been their candidate in 2020.
Yeah, so
they placed Biden in there.
I like Bernie a lot, but that's not true. The reason why Biden won is because the entirety of the Democratic Party, even the moderate to progressive side, backed Biden over Bernie. Right?
Okay.
Everyone, I'm saying Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, right, Kamala Harris, everyone backed Biden, and it was Biden versus Bernie, and Biden won out because Biden, I think, is more favorable than even Hillary was.
It's funny how the left now that Trump has picked his vice presidential running mate, how they're bringing up how what's his name, JD? What's his name?
JD Vance.
Yeah, JD
I mean,
Vance.
he's even more right wing. So he believes
right.
the
But
election
my
was
point
stolen.
was,
He
I said how
believes in
bad
nationwide abortion ban. He believes
they're
in no
beating
great
this guy up
exceptions.
for all the bad things he had to say about Trump. Little do they forget how bad Kamala badmouthed Biden during the debates. But that doesn't get brought up now.
Kamala didn't even say anything near the same that JD Vance said about Trump. JD Vance literally said Trump was Hitler. Okay.
And that shit's got to stop. Trump is not fucking Hitler.
Wait, that's your vice president.
I know that. But it gets said a lot by the left. It says that Trump is the next Hitler. He's Hitler. Come on. Hitler killed 12 million Jews, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to claim that, but what I would say is that he wants to be a dictator on day one. He wants to put homeless people in internment camps, ban urban camping, either put them in prison or put them in tent cities.
Well, you know what? You're not reporting the entirety on that either. You're not reporting the entirety on those internment camps.
Listen,
they're not. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he also he dehumanizes and scapegoats undocumented immigrants for all their problems. But I'll let you go. I was going to finish saying that. You can go.
All right. No, just with the internment camp. But you know what? One thing I didn't tell you, Carter or Parker, when we were talking before, I am a decorated disabled veteran. I was in Army intelligence for 6 years, which doesn't mean I know shit, but I do know a little bit about the military. And I've been to San Francisco. I've been to some of these other cities, and I've seen all these homeless people laying in the street that are all smacked out. And what he wants to do is create camps for the drug-infested or addicted homeless veterans. It's not being forced on them. They can go and they can come and go with free of will, and they can go there for treatment and get job skills.
No, read Agenda 47. Agenda 47 says that that they want to make it illegal to engage in urban camping, and they're either given the choice of prison or the tent city. So they're not given a choice. And also, I think the way that we treat homeless people in this country right now is terrible. I do too. There shouldn't be homelessness in this country, regardless if they're a veteran or not. But I absolutely do believe that our veterans are not taken care of enough as well.
You know what? If we wouldn't have given $1 to Ukraine, we could have wiped out homelessness.
If we didn't spend $890 billion a year on our military budget, we could have wiped out homelessness, provided access to universal child care.
If we don't spend $850 billion a year on our military budget, we wouldn't even have the freedom to be on the internet right now.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, that's a bit of an extreme picture, but we do those things for a reason.
I think we could cut our military budget in half, have the biggest military in the world by over $100 billion a year, and we could bring that money here home. Right?
I don't
In the same way
disagree
that
with you,
say that
man.
We
I
could have
think
taken away Ukraine money. We could have taken away this money because the money that we gave to Ukraine inevitably came from our military budget.
No, I don't disagree with you though. That I think we do overspend. I mean, for some reason, it's not just Trump. I think obviously the Biden administration didn't overspend on it, but there were Democratic presidents. But mostly, it is the Republican presidents that overspend on the military budget. And I think that's the little.
Too. Yeah.
There's a lot of them that do, and I think a part of that is the little dick syndrome. They got to show off their toys to the rest of the world. They want to be the biggest, baddest guy in the block.
Yeah, I think it's just benefiting the military-industrial complex. I think that the military-industrial complex has such a vested part in Capitol Hill, in policy, that they influence these politicians to act in war hawk manners. Well, but holy shit, Elizabeth, thank you for the $100 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Elizabeth right now in the chat? Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Holy shit. Thank you for the $100. I appreciate it.
Dude, you
Thank you so much. I've been working on that a lot.
You got to give me a straight way in here, because you kick ass every time you talk to me. I've talked to you about this. There's got to be a way that you can shift some of that to my Cash App, but and you know I'm kidding you, brother.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, can we get some W's for Elizabeth in the chat, everyone? But yeah, yeah. So like again, my points are pretty clear. Like, I think Donald Trump is not a typical Republican. I think he's a threat to this country. I think that if you continue to go down the path of Donald Trump, it creates a new Republican Party that is riddled with conspiracies, riddled with lies, and quite literally leaves the American public behind. The American working class.
I won't deny that Trump tells his stories, but with you backing Biden, you're backing somebody who's a pathological liar and a racist to his core. I mean, nobody wants to talk about that about Biden. Oh, he's older and he apologized. He's a fucking politician. He's only apologizing because they told him he had to.
That's not true, because Trump has never apologized, not for a single racist behavior he's ever engaged in. I agree there's racist behaviors.
You know what?
Of both,
Speaking
Mark,
of that,
I want you to get my point here. I think there are racist behaviors of both Biden and Trump. I don't dispute that. That's undisputable to me. But it is the case that there's a difference in their behavior that could indicate that one has preferable ways of viewing this compared to the other one. Being unapologetic, trying to do better, and doing better is definitely better than Trump continuing to engage in it, never apologizing, never taking accountability. So if we're saying one or the other, there's obviously a preferable one in this circumstance, even though I think that it's bad.
Yeah. I'm baffled though. What behavior is Trump engaged in that has been okay? I know what you're going to do. You're going to go to his father's housing complex, which that was his father's deal. Was he involved? Yes. I don't know exactly how all that played out.
Both his father and him were a part of these lawsuits. And not only that, but I would bring up the Central Park Five, where he called for the death penalty, never, even after they were exonerated, never apologized, never went back on that. He still acted like in the future that they should have served the death penalty, even though they've been exonerated. He made the birther movement more popular, saying that Obama was born in Kenya. The first black president was born in Kenya in Africa, with no sufficient evidence. We have birth certificates of him born in the United States.
Yeah, but those were produced a lot later. They weren't, And his mother was from Kenya. I mean, any person can draw that line, but because it was Trump and the way he forces himself on people, it was a turnoff for a lot of people. But
no, I think it's definitely rooted in racism, because the reason why it's rooted in racism is because he was assuming, because he's the first black president, that he's born there. We could point particularly at plenty of people who have immigrated to the country that he would not have assumed that about, right? Because even though they say their parents are from Poland or something, right? I wouldn't believe that they're from Poland just because their parents are from Poland.
This is true, but I think what may push some of that, not just with Trump, with other people, you have to be a naturalized citizen to be president of this country. And if he was in fact not born here, then that presents a problem. And I'm not advocating either way. I mean, to me, I don't give a shit. It's water under the bridge.
But you
also talk.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
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 go
you go
ahead.
ahead because you were moving on anyway. Don't worry.
Well, I was just going to say that, you talk about Biden being such a whiz at foreign policy. From my understanding, there are 7 embassies that have closed under his watch, which has never happened before. How do you explain that?
Why were those embassies closed?
Why?
Yeah.
Because people feared for their life.
Static, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. Yeah, so wait, which embassies closed?
I don't know which ones they were, and I'm sorry that I can't produce that for you.
Okay, so yeah, so embassies I know were closed around the world, particularly because they didn't have the same use factor. Now, I don't think it was the level of ones that you referenced, but I will definitely make sure to pull that up.
All right. Well, and I could be wrong too. You know me. I spout good, but I will admit when I don't know something and I'm wrong. Speaking of which, you do get a lot of them on this page, but you can also look at some of the lives from the right side, and you get the same. You get the liberals chiming in, and they spute their shit, and they can't produce an ounce of fact, and that's on both sides, and it's funny to listen to.
Wait, by the
when you
way,
try to press them.
So I do have something from the State Department because of these were for security concerns.
All right. And I could be off base on this, but if you have a strong president, there wouldn't be security concerns.
No, these security concerns would have happened regardless, and he's just doing in response to the security concerns.
I just find it strange because we've not had embassies closed like that.
Like
before.
for
We're not
example,
here.
the U.S. embassy in Kabul suspended operations, which is in Afghanistan, by the way, because of the U.S. troops leaving Afghanistan. That was not caused by Joe Biden. That was caused by Donald Trump's plan.
Okay.
Yeah. So the U.S. embassy in Burma, in light of escalating unrest triggered by a military coup. Right. There was one. We're talking the suspension of an embassy in Minsk, Belarus, because it was near Ukraine and Russia.
See, but none of that used to matter when I was younger in the military. I mean, we got blew up in Beirut. We're still there. I mean, but it's a different way of thinking of things. I get it.
I'm just saying that, like, given the security concerns, it could make sense why they're leaving. Now, is it justified that they're leaving? Well, I'm not sure. I don't have all of that information. I'm just giving you what the reasons are.
Okay.
Mustache, thank you for the superpower. Thank you so much, Kirky.
You had a guy on here earlier that was. Anyway,
By the
I'm
way,
sure you don't
the
remember.
chat thinks you took a piss. You didn't, right? It was water, right?
I just went and got a glass of water. Yeah.
Yeah, chat. It was just a glass of water. It sounded different. That's why I didn't think you did.
No, I live now. It sounded like I went to the.
Yeah, they thought you
No,
were
I
peeing.
didn't do that live on a chat. Holy cow!
People have
I
done that
wouldn't
on
do
my
that.
live before. I'm not joking. It's happened
I
multiple
remember
times.
one. Oh, you ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, another lady you had up about 3 or 4 nights ago. She had a very thick accent. Do you remember her?
No, I wouldn't remember someone just because they had an accent.
Well, but you could not get a straight answer out of her, and she finally told you, "Oh, Parker, you know you love me," and oh my God, it was just hilarious to listen. And I just wanted to compliment you. You hung in there with her way longer than I would have.
Nancy. Oh my God, it was Nancy. No, she's been.
You
on
know
before.
her? She comes on a lot?
She's been on before, but she lied about it. She said that it wasn't her, but it was her.
Well, the way it sounded to me, it sounded like there was a lot of vodka involved on her part.
Yeah, that's very well possibly true. But yeah, Mark, is there anything else
Anyway.
you want to say before I do get off here tonight?
Where you going?
Go and hang out with a girlfriend.
Oh, good for you, man. One more thing. You got to remember these guys are politicians, and they promise things at the exact right time, and they do things at exact right time. And for you guys to claim that Biden did so much for us veterans is a big pile of shit.
Well, the PACT Act is good.
Yeah, the
I'm not gonna
PACT Act.
dispute
Let me
that.
tell you about the PACT Act.
Go ahead.
I came into the VA medical facility in '85, and it was a piece of shit. Nobody on either side would give us any money, and I'm talking nobody. We got up to about when Clinton was in office, and they went back again for more money. And he said these guys should be using their own private health insurance. And now I'm not picking on Clinton. This is just the way it was. And honest to God, it didn't take a turn until Trump took office and he tore the VA down. He fired the top 12 executives or whatever it was. He found massive embezzlement, and the VA care became wonderful. About 2 years ago, I used to have to go outside. I still do. I live too far from a VA facility. I have to go outside of it for care. We have to have it approved, and that takes usually about 2 weeks. About 2 years ago, it was taking 9 months to get an appointment. I called my friend who was a nurse at the VA. I said, "What the hell's going on?" He said, "Well, we're not really supposed to talk about it, but the funding's being pulled back."
Well, the good
And
thing
then
with the
lo and
PACT Act is
behold,
that it
you come up to an
reduces
election cycle and they pass the PACT Act, which we were already fine. I mean, I don't know why he had to get involved with it.
Wait, the
Some
PACT
of the
Act
things he
extended
did were
it to
not
1
were
million
new
people.
with the slush pits and all that stuff. I understand. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Also,
I cut you off again.
The PACT Act is from 2022, and also, so this isn't like right before the election. This is like pretty early in his administration.
Okay. Well, I was going to say he did the same thing with insulin. He tries to look like a hero with that. It was at 35 when he took office.
Insulin?
Yes.
So that's for seniors. That was passed through legislation under Biden's administration. I think Trump tried to do some type of executive order that didn't really work. It didn't really have like any effect. But there was an effect under Biden's administration with it going through Congress, and he wants to extend that to everyone in America, right? To having a cap of I think $2,000 for prescriptions for a year, for all prescriptions.
You mean if you had to go outside of the network?
Yeah.
Okay.
He means for everyone in the United States.
Oh, everyone in the United States, period. That's what he was talking about in the debate then. I was unsure about that. Mm-hmm. And one last thing, and I'll let you go. And yes, you need to go. I mean, you're on here too much, man. You better go make your girlfriend smile, okay?
I will. Don't worry. I'll be good.
Which state are you in? Can you say?
Yeah, I live in California.
Oh, okay.
grew up in Iowa,
You had
though.
said, yeah, in Iowa. I grew up in the Twin Cities. And I now have a lake home up, huh?
I grew up Quad Cities.
Yeah. I now have a lake home up by the Canadian border in Minnesota. I wish I knew how to upload pictures here. I'd show you. But what was the other thing? I forget now. See, what happens? Even I'm at 65 and I'm pulling a Joe Biden, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, you know what? It happens naturally. It really does. You do. Even though, well, who knows what goes on inside of a body, but when you get older, it just, I don't know. Just
You're good. Don't worry, man.
It goes away on
It
you.
happens to me, and I'm 22, man. 22. I must be aging early.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say the last time. I was listening in one time a week or 10 days ago, and you had some of the other, I think Dean was on there, and maybe some of the other guys are a little more educated at your age, and you guys were talking about running for office. I don't know if I can say this on TikTok or not, but I'm gonna. For years, I wanted to blow Washington up and start all over again. Build the buildings, get rid of. I want young, new blood in there. All these old rhinos are not They're not connected to the constituents anymore.
Yeah, Mark, I don't think I'd take it to that extreme, but I definitely do want like an overhaul in Congress with like who's there. I think we can get that through like term limits or like other stuff. But
Term limits.
I think that takes
grandfather
it to a
the
pretty
ones
far
that-
extreme.
Oh, you know, yeah. I know you can't say that shit on social media because the feds will be at my door tomorrow. I get it, but
just because
nobody can have nobody can have a sense of humor anymore either.
Yeah,
but I really do feel that way. I think it's gotten so corrupt. Get rid of all lobbyists, all PAC money, everything. You go there and you do your 2 or 3 terms and then go home and live by the laws that you created. That's what founding fathers had intended.
Yeah,
not for you to be there till you die at 112.
I know. I agree. So I agree with term limits. Term limits are great.
I think, and then what I was getting at, Parker, is I think you would be a good. Yes, an age cap on president as well as Congress people. I don't think anybody over 70 should run for president.
Yeah, I agree with you. Did you know Bill Clinton's younger than both Trump and Biden, and he was president 30 years ago?
He wasn't the youngest, though, was he?
I don't think he was the youngest, but he was young. He's younger right now.
He was young in life. I think he was in his 40s, no doubt.
Yeah, so it's definitely younger, but I don't think he was the youngest.
Kennedy was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just think you'd be great for the job, my friend, even though we have some philosophical differences. But that's what we talked about in our earlier times, is that we got to get rid of this division. This fucking name calling back and forth has got to stop. And does it incite things? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You can have now they're finding out that this kid did have neurological disorder. Okay, so all it takes is somebody to say, oh man, we should blow him away. Well, now he's going to take it upon himself to go do it. I'm not saying that would happen, although this sure looks shady as shit the more details that come out.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but I think it's good to weigh. I also think it's more important to, instead of assume malice, right, assume incompetence. That's probably what it is in this scenario. But yeah, I appreciate you coming up.
And by the way, yes, this kid was a registered Republican. But come to find out that that's what a lot of people in Pennsylvania do, because you have to be registered to vote in the primary. So they'll vote. He didn't? Okay, well, that shoots that shit all to hell.
Yeah.
But you saw his video where he said, I hate.
Not him.
It's not?
Yeah, people claim to be him, and it's not.
It sure looked like, I'll take your word for it.
I know it's not. I've seen all of this stuff. There's a lot of misinformation coming out because people want attention and views. Right, and if they look similar,
it's exactly right. They're trying to get on the payroll in one of these apps somewhere, and they don't give a shit what they put out there. God, I hate these times. It was, I grew up, and again, you hate hearing this from the older people, but I grew up with no internet, no cell phones, 3 channels on the damn TV, and we all got along just fine. I don't know where this hate comes from, and it's not from Trump because it's been there for a long time now. I mean, has he exasperated? Maybe. I'm not going to say he hasn't. But anyway.
All right, appreciate you,
my
Marcus.
young brother.
Good talking to you. Have a
I
great
love
day,
you, man. Look for me, though. Look for me. I like talking to you.
I will.
All right.
Talking to you, man.
Hey, you know what? I'll next time so you can take your girlfriend out.
All right, appreciate you, man.
All right, over now.
All right. Let's get off for tonight, everyone. I love y'all so much. My girlfriend is going to end my streaming career if I don't get off right now. So I love y'all so much. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Tomorrow I should be on at typical times. Go to my main account, follow it, check out the rally videos I just posted. I've been doing pretty well. But yeah, I appreciate everyone coming on. I will see everyone tomorrow. Let me see if there's anyone I can raid real quick. Is there someone live I can raid? Let's send everyone over to Tommy. Look up the.dude. The.dude. Spam Parker raid. Spam love from Parker, everyone. Look up the.dude. Spam Parker raid. Spam love from Parker, everyone. Have a fantastic night, everyone, and peace out, y'all. Love Parker.